Hello.
And welcome to
Let's Talk About Book,
where we talk about
Book.
I'm Smeevca,
And I'm Strawberry.
and we're reading
Cradle book for Skysworn.
Skysworn.
It took me a second to remember which book it was.
I couldn't remember either, so I threw it to you. because we're bad. We're bad.
Yeah, we're late again, and we also would have gone a little bit ahead, a little bit.
Yeah, that was one that I was thinking.
We didn't say that.
Yeah, we didn't say that we read ahead.
We didn't read almost half of Ghostwater.
Yeah, because also it's like, oh, we're gonna read just like, and then we read like basically half of it.
Yeah.
But it's because I've been enjoying it.
Exactly.
And it's just like fun to just kind of listen to. Although there's stuff, but I can't get to it yet.
Yep. Yeah.
That's not gonna be in this video.
Yeah. It'll be next one. It'll be next one.
It'll be a next one, and by next one I mean not the next one.
The next one will be Game of Thrones, but it'll be in the next Cradle video.
Yep. Haha.
We're gonna hopefully record a few sooner, so that we're back on.
Yeah, we've been struggling a little bit lately. It's just
it's summer and lazy, and
work gets you tired and all that sort of stuff. But it's just like it's fun. It's fun.
We enjoy it
doing the show, so we're gonna keep doing it. And speaking of which, we have some new comments specifically on the Cradle videos.
Yes.
From I'm Bored.
Yes.
5951. I think is what it was.
Which I always love seeing comments. It's like my absolute favorite thing.
Yeah, I saw oh, we have new comments.
Yeah.
And it looks like this person also subscribed. So welcome. We're glad to have you. We enjoy reading your comments. We enjoy that you also watch Nerdy.
Yeah.
and that it is a rite of passage to have beef with Nerdy. And then I'm sitting there thinking,
which is so true.
I'm like, what was it even? Because it was like, this was a little while ago. So it's like, what even was it? It's like, oh right, the literacy thing.
Yep.
Because
that was a problem I had back in like his Stormlight videos.
Yep. And so then it's like, what would have been? Oh right, Dragon Advances. This is when we find out that Yaren's illiterate.
Yep.
Which would be funny because they did. You said that they read some of Cradle, but they never got to that far.
No. They only read the first book.
So they don't even know that Yaren's illiterate.
Yeah, which I think they would like it if they
gave it
a chance. Honestly, I think that they were led a little bit astray by the community.
It was pitched poorly.
It was pitched as if you like Sanderson, you'll like this.
But
which
it's different.
It could be true, but that's not necessarily the way to pitch it. And number two, I think they should have started him on a different series. They should have started them, I think, on the Elder Empire series.
Yeah.
Which is great. You haven't read it, but I just think it's more
their speed.
It's like...
And also, it's now that Nerdy has more anime appreciation, he might enjoy the vibe of Cradle a bit more.
I just think they would get more trust in the author.
Yes.
And give Cradle a full chance if they read Elder Empire first.
I feel like it is a thing. We are a couple who we give it a chance.
Yeah.
A little bit in the sense of it's we like quote slow series.
Yeah, if it's not quite, we're not sure if it's going to work. Thematically, this might end something weird, somewhere weird. I don't know. But I'm curious to see where it goes, so I'll give it a chance,
Yeah, so you gotta finish the thing. And, they read the first book, so it's not like they didn't give it any chance or anything,
And they didn't hate it, it just,
right. Because I still think about that one guy who's I didn't finish...
but he didn't get through 3 chapters.
Yeah, he's he hardly got through any number of chapters, and so it's you really got to give him more of a chance than that. But yeah, that's neither here nor there at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was fun reading those comments.
Yeah.
And just seeing that you're enjoying the series and all that, and so it's always fun. We always appreciate seeing that kind of stuff, and we're gonna try and shout out comments and stuff.
Yeah, we want to try and maybe at the beginning do a little responding to comments type of
yeah, because we've done it a couple times now. Because we did one with Game of Thrones as well.
Yeah.
And it's just sort of before we do the little opening where it's and we're reading this thing. Yeah. And then we just didn't really have anything to say. It's and we're gonna be starting now.
It.
So it's a little something to do here at the beginning and whatnot. That could be fun. So comment and we'll maybe talk about it next time.
Yeah, we always see them and it's always very exciting.
Yep, and also and also It's so funny because like our last video was a Game of Thrones one, and
I accidentally cursed it. It's my bad.
Yeah, because like we got the most dislikes you've ever gotten on that video. And I don't know why. It could be because I mistitled the video and said that it was still Game of Thrones when we had moved on to Clash of Kings. So, like maybe some folks were like, "This isn't what I was expecting," but the title of it. Stannis isn't even in the first book.
Right.
So, like, and you pretty quickly, like, we say right at the beginning what book we're actually reading,
Yeah. I think it might be politics.
It might be politics related, because we did compare Tywin to Joe Biden.
Yeah.
Which is funny. And I'm like, is it people who are mad that we...
Right.
Like, we're against Biden, and it's like, no, we're just leftists.
He's just not left enough.
Yes, it's like, we're just actual leftists, so we don't like either of them, but obviously obviously Trump's, like, worse.
Yep, yeah.
And so, like, we can curse this video now by immediately talking about politics.
Cursed videos.
Yep, but, we got our most dislikes, which was very fun. Don't know why.
There was like one dislike, and then I was like, "Oh, we should check if we got more likes or whatever." And
then
we checked, and there was a dislike, and then I did it again.
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, we should check if we have more likes to see if it like balanced out at all or whatever." And we checked, and we did have one more like, but we also had one more dislike.
Yep. It's very funny.
But yeah.
Yep. So if you disliked that video, hey, tell us why. Yeah. Just like exit poll.
Right.
What's going on? What's going on? What didn't you like about it? You can if you dislike. We're so small. We'll see it. Your comments saying that we're stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also think about there was one guy way back in, like, I say way back. I mean, we've been doing this for over a year at this point.
Yeah.
But back during the Mistborn days, who was like, Mormonism isn't even really Christianity.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I forgot about that.
And so then I made a whole comment replying, just being like, actually, this is very interesting, because like, what counts as Christianity?
Right.
And whatnot. And then he didn't respond, and I'm like, yeah,
Fair enough.
Because he also talked about some stuff. I'm like, maybe you should look into Gnosticism, because it sounds like something you might like. It's also a weird form of Christianity. But yeah, so enough about that. Enough about religion and politics right out the gate.
Gotta hit you with that before we can get into
we haven't been in your face enough about the fact that we're like leftists.
Right.
We need to start slapping
that on.
Yeah, just like, I don't know, put up just like
on Tumblr I tag it as just some queers talking about books.
Yes. And so I'm like, we need to like our normally the background for these is just like the cat on the book and like just like our logo and whatnot. Instead we just put like Marx's face down in the corner or something, Yeah, or just like the hammer and sickle maybe. Yeah. Just a little picture of Hassan Piker just to make people just to make people
mad.
Yeah, just to like farm engagement, but like
right.
There we go.
To our little book channel.
Yep. We're gonna be pivoting to just like farming, rage bait by being as political as possible.
I couldn't do it.
No,
it's too exhausting.
It really would be. It's like it's not the kind of like audience that you want to cultivate. is a rage bait based audience.
Oof, no.
And instead, it's just like a little book club audience.
Yep.
But, these, we only have 6 chapters that we're doing.
Yeah.
And we feel like they're maybe going to be a little shorter.
Yeah, I think so.
This time around.
There's a few maybe longer sections, but most of it I think is a bit.
So we had to make up for it by rambling here in the intro for a long time. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that about covers everything.
I think that's the intro.
I think that's the intro at this point, 10
minutes in.
Yeah, 10 minutes in. So, like, comment, subscribe, dislike, tell us why. I guess we'll get into the actual review part. Or, I say review part. It's like, is it a review? I guess it's kind
chapters,
of
I don't know, kind of.
Yeah, the little chapter by chapter section.
We review some.
Yeah, it's
maybe
like, it's kind of.
About it.
Yeah, it's like discussion.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
discussion.
There we go. It's not a review. We don't go 5 stars.
Right.
At the end of it, But yeah, so. And what is it? What chapters are we doing?
13 through the end of the book, which I believe is like 18.
18, right. And then the bloopers, which weren't in the audiobook, but were in the, like, book itself.
Yep, so we did end up reading those.
Yep, so, yeah. Alrighty, chapter 13.
So we start with Yaren, like, getting more kind of information from the Skysworn, and it's like, where, like, what you're gonna be doing or whatever. It's like, are you gonna be fighting, you know, like, the, Red Moon Hall and all of that, and it's like, you know.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we're gonna do that or whatever. And then talking about how, like, their standards, like, oh, our standards haven't slipped or whatever, we're, you know, and...
Yeah. It's like, our standards haven't slipped, but we are kind of just letting anyone in.
Yep. It's like, however, we won't dismiss the other 40 like we might under other circumstances. We'll give them chances to reapply and do this or whatever. And so Yaren translated to herself, they were cutting corners all over the place, but not in places where they had to admit it. So they were desperate, they just didn't want to look that way.
Yeah, it's like, it's not that our standards have slipped, we're just, you know, letting in people that we maybe wouldn't have before. Right. It's like, you know, I think there's a term for that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, so then Lyndon...
is getting interrogated.
Well, like, Lyndon, like, shows up, because he had, like, told Yaren that he wasn't coming with her. So then he comes back, and he's like...
I want to be joining.
I'm joining. And she's, like, a little flustered, and is like, oh, you're actually, you know...
It's like, I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah. And, so she ends up, like, asking him, like, it's a little bit... yeah, because they, like, he's out there, like, with Black Flame, so, like, you can't be out here, you're gonna cause a panic, and, like, you know, you gotta go talk to, Nargwe, like, the head, or whatever. Yeah, and, Yaren wonders how he got out of the, like, area or whatever, because, like, they ask him, like, how did you get out here? You had guards.
Oh,
and he,
right.
In the most, like...
what do you mean? I just walked out.
He goes, Lyndon looked genuinely confused. We just walked out. They seemed busy. And then he says that Orthos blew a hole in the wall. He's like, I'm glad we went the other way around or whatever, because Orthos blew a hole in the wall.
Yeah. A dog...
I don't know if you heard that, but Holly just is making noises.
Yeah, Holly's making noise. A dog barked outside, and so then it got Holly all riled up. And right as soon as we start actually recording the chapters, of course.
All right. Sorry.
No, we're good. But yeah, so it's like, how'd you get here? It's like, oh, we just walked out. And busted a hole through the wall. And it's like, all right, you gotta go talk to Nargwe.
Yep.
He wants to talk to you, and so then it's interrogation time.
Yeah.
And I got a big kick out of this.
I did want to talk about this conversation super fast, and then we'll move to that, because, like, Yaren does ask him, like, why'd you, like, follow me or whatever? You said why? 10 seconds ago you didn't want to fight. You followed me for the better part of 2 years. You didn't have to stick with me after Sacred Valley, and you didn't have to help me through the Black Flame trials. It seemed like my turn. And he's like, when I looked at it and thought about what I wanted to do, I wanted to, like, follow you. So, like, you know, that's what I'm doing.
It's like, I genuinely changed my mind.
Yeah, and this is where she's like, how'd you get past the guards? And he goes, Orthos, it's a good thing the applications weren't back in the tower. Orthos burned a hole in the wall. But
yeah.
Yeah.
And so then we cut to Lyndon's perspective.
Yeah. And he's interrogated, or he's imprisoned again and interrogated, and he is not happy.
Yep, and he's like, how many times have I been in prison?
Yeah. There's like, it's like a blank room with like like chains to the floor or whatever, and so then he's too tall, and so is kind of like bent over, like half chained to the floor or whatever. So he can't move very well. And also the manacle is made out of half silver. Yeah. So it's burning his remnant arm. And so he had to, like, put his, like, the sleeve of his thing
like under
between,
it. Yeah.
So that it wouldn't, he's like, otherwise it'd be dragging my, like, limp body, like.
Yeah, because then also it'd be, like, feeding Madra into it to, like, heal it, probably.
Yep.
They gave him the sea stone cuffs.
Yeah, exactly. And then, Renfei's like, be polite, but, like, you don't have to, but you really should, or whatever.
Yeah.
You know. And so then Nargwe comes in, and he starts asking, like, Lyndon is trying to be as polite as possible, you know, all over that, and, he's asking, like, about the Aurelius family. You're part of the Aurelius family, but you weren't born into it. Like, where were you born? Where, like, how'd you get Black Flame? Are there more Black Flames where you came from? How, like... And
Lyndon's just, like, being pretty straight with him.
Yeah, he's fully just telling him, like, the truth, just, like, you know, I don't know why I'm being interrogated, like, Ethan helped me with this, you know, like, I'm in a contract with Orthos, like a sacred beast. And then he starts talking about, Narugwe starts talking about, like, the scar on his face, and, like, because he has this huge scar, and so he's like, you know how we, like, heal stuff, and, like, is going on about, like...
Right, like, how the healing works, and how, like, Black Flame doesn't heal...
Yeah, heal well with that stuff, and everything, because he still has this big...
burn scar and whatnot.
And he's like, burns normally can be treated without a scar, and everything.
Yeah.
And all of that.
So he's had experience with Black Flame that sort of informs part of why he's feeling the way he is.
And, like, freaks Lyndon out, or whatever.
And he's like, oh, no.
Yeah.
Because it's like, he's just like... There's, like, yeah, a bunch of this stuff is suspicious, but, like, I don't know.
Yep.
It's like, didn't you ever think about, like, what Ethan was trying to do all this for? And it's like, I don't know, he was just helping me.
Yeah, Lyndon's like, he was just helping me, like beat this duel, or whatever. And then Narugwe's like, the duel that he forced you to do?
Yeah.
You mean the one that he forced you into and held you to the entire time?
Yeah.
And then he gave you this... like, Black Flame to get out of it.
Yeah.
You know? That's not weird?
Yeah. It's like, well, like, I guess when you put it that way, that is kind of weird. Yeah, we're just like, we get this idea, like, yeah, actually, what is Ethan doing? Yeah. Like, what is going on with all this? But, like, for Lyndon, it's just, like, been kind of one thing after another.
Yeah, he hasn't even really had time to think, you know, like, especially since he's met, like...
Especially since he's met Ethan.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, he's pushing me forward, he's helping me grow. Into what? Lyndon had no answer to that.
Yep.
And, yeah. And so then he, like, looks like he's gonna, like, execute Lyndon. And then Lyndon's like, he goes, the duel is over. Now, in the middle of an imperial crisis that he helped cause, he's trying to slip a Black Flame into my Skysworn, while he tries to take over himself. I know what he's doing, linking Underlords to the Skysworn. He's trying to win them over from me. And Lyndon's like, this guy's under too much pressure. He's, like, breaking. This is a problem. And so then he, like, tells Lyndon to, like, lower his head. And so then, Lyndon is like, it's not Ethan. And then he is yelling about, like, I joined because of Yaren. She wanted to join because of Red Moon Hall. She wanted to fight. I'm just joining because of that. What is, like...
Ethan didn't ask me to do this.
Yep. I didn't want to. Yeah, he goes, she wanted to fight Red Moon Hall, so she insisted on joining the Skysworn. I didn't want to, but I couldn't let her down. He was babbling as though every word out of his mouth could slow down the Underlord's blow. She just wanted to help, and, so do I, of course.
Yep, so do I, of course. Yeah. This was very interesting because I feel like Lyndon reacts very real here. Yeah. In the sense of he's just like...
It's like, what do you mean?
He's just like, what the fuck do you mean? What's going on? Ah! And I'm like, yeah, he is not cool under this pressure. Like, normally... Like, yeah. He's a little bit more, like, keeping the polite thing together, but this time I was like, no, like, seriously, I don't know how, like, I need to be, like, so genuine with you, I don't know what's going on. And I appreciate that.
Yep. And so then once Lyndon mentions Yaren, he's like, well, I haven't checked into Yaren, so he scans for her.
And it's like, oh, fuck, she's got a blood spawn, a blood shadow.
Yep, and he asks, like, why Ethan took on Yaren or whatever, and Lyndon's like, she was apprenticed to a sage. He goes, which sage? The sword sage. Which sword sage? There was more than one? I don't know. She's on the path of the endless sword, and she learned it from him, but I don't know if he had another name, or...
Yeah.
Just like, what?
The sword sage. Which one? What do you mean, which one?
I've only ever known about one.
He's like, I don't know anything. How, I don't know how to tell you. I don't know, which is so relatable. Yep. When sometimes I, like, you know, work or whatever, and it's like, do this, and it's like, no one ever told me how to do this.
Right.
What do you mean just go do this? Why are you acting like I should know this? Yeah. So yeah, just him being like, I'm from Sacred Valley, this place you've never heard of, because it's nowhere. Yep. I was completely isolated from all of this.
Yep. And now I've gotten scooped up by somebody. You know? So then he goes to scan for Yaren, and we switch to Narugwe's perspective. And he kind of talks about, like, the difference between a, like, spiritual scan, like, he's doing, and what, like, a lot of people can do or whatever when you're at a certain, like, when you, like, hit Jade or whatever.
Yeah.
And, like, an Aurelius, because Aurelius can, like, physically, like, see and feel, like, actually sense those things, and, like, the spiritual, like, skin is, like, different.
Yeah.
And he, like, is complaining about the Aurelius, the world's best scouting tool, and they waste it on civic maintenance.
Hey, man, civic maintenance is very important.
Oh, yeah. Yep. And so then he, like, checks on Yaren, realizes she has a blood shadow, and he doesn't blame his people. He's like, oh, like, that could be, like, mistaken for, like, her path or something like that, because they called it, like, a slaughter, like, it must be, like, a slaughter path or something like that. Like, sees the blood shadow that's, like, surrounded by a soulfire cage type of thing that, like, Ethan had done.
Right. And it's like, that's gonna need to be, like... That's not gonna, like, hold forever.
Yep. Yeah, and so then he's thinking, he's being paranoid. Could Ethan have done this intentionally? No, he must have picked this girl up months before Jai Daisho had opened the Western Labyrinth. And he couldn't have known the Jai Underlord would attract the attention of Red Moon Hall. Or could he? How far ahead had Ethan's plan gone? If not for Nargui's vigilance, Ethan would have slipped a blood shadow into the Skysworn.
Yeah. And it's one of those things, because it's like, we know that, like, Ethan, as later one of the bloopers will joke, Ethan can do anything off screen.
Yeah.
But it's like, he is known for sort of planning ahead in that sense, but also it's less that he, I think, plans ahead.
He's so good at improvising.
And also it's like he knows before any reasonable person should know.
Yes.
So it seems like he's planned ahead.
Yeah. But
when he just knows right when it's happening and can immediately start preparing for it.
Yep, immediately start acting before anyone else could.
Yep, and so it's like, it seems like he's ahead when really he's just like... It's like, when it's more like at the same time.
Yep. Yeah.
Makes me think of Kakashi back in the day.
When
like they're fighting Zabuza or whatever.
Yeah. Ethan is very Kakashi.
Yeah, you know?
Like if we do Team 7 to this group or whatever, like Ethan's Kakashi.
Interesting. Does that mean that Akura Mercy's our third now? Like, proper? Yeah. Although we haven't actually gotten there yet.
Yeah.
But, you know, this is it's in this section, and you know, we try and keep things to the chapter, but at this point I'm just like, I'm a little mixed up because it's
there's possibilities there could be spoilers up till about halfway through Ghostwater.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and not do that.
But just in case.
Yeah. Be vigilant.
But it's mostly people who've already read it.
Yeah. If you're watching this, it's probably because you've already exhausted.
Right.
You know, I mean, it's not that there's that much Cradle content out there.
No, I know of 2 podcasts. Yeah.
Yeah, I know 2 podcasts. Those are the only 2 podcasts I know.
I've watched a little bit of both of them. I've watched quite a bit of the one. I actually want to watch more of that one, but it's just one person like on her own, which is fine, but I like the discussion between
having like multiple perspectives on the thing and whatnot.
But so we've got Nargwe doing all that. He's like thinking about like what to do with Yaren and Lyndon, because he's like, now that I know, it's like, this is like they're both Athens and they're both here, and like, what's going on, what am I gonna do about it? And so he's thinking like, okay, well, I can't really afford to piss off Ethan, and I can't really, like, if Yaren was disciple to the Sword Sage, Ethan said the Sword Sage is dead. Yeah. But I don't trust Ethan. So he's like, the Sage of Endless Sword could just show up and be really upset. Really, really upset. And he's like, and I would be nothing.
Yeah, he could have just, like, fucking kidnapped Yaren from... Yep. Yeah, I forgot about that. That's really funny.
So he's like, nah, I'm not gonna believe that. I just have to pretend, like, basically act like the Sword Sage could
show up at any moment.
Yeah, basically. And then he's like, oh, well, I do have this third person that also I can't afford to mess up like the family or whatever. So, like, I've got to do things or whatever. Now he had 2 enemies with backgrounds he couldn't afford to offend. Wait, not 2, 3. A new face popped up in his memory, and he remembered the request from the Akura clan. Take good care of our errant daughter. Treat her as you would a favored disciple, and place her where the battle is hottest. If she is to fall, there will be no reprisals. Your cooperation will be rewarded. Yeah.
Yeah, which is interesting, because it's a little bit like, you know, just like... if she lives, she lives. But if she doesn't,
then, yep.
It's not exactly get rid of her for me, but it's a little get rid of her for me.
Yep,
and if you can't get rid of her, then like, hey,
like, yep.
It'll that'll be for the best actually. It'll meant that she'd survived.
Yep.
So yeah, wild shit.
Yep. So then he's like, okay, so he's like, okay, well maybe I can just put these two in with my plan for I'm just gonna say Mercy because it's easy.
Yeah, because it's like this daughter of the Akura clan.
Yep.
Who we will meet literally next chapter.
Yeah. And so then he finally is like, okay, that's gonna be my plan. You're free to go. Mm-hmm. And lets Lyndon go. He thinks about his expression. Lyndon's expression looked dissatisfied, as though he had missed the opportunity for a fight. But he sounded only relieved. Gratitude, Underlord, gratitude.
Yeah, that's Lyndon.
Yeah, and he's like, he would be headed for his contracted partner into Yaren, and soon to his death. Dun
dun dun. Alrighty, so that's chapter 13.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Nah.
Alrighty. Chapter 14.
Yeah.
We took a little pause there to do some stuff.
Yep.
I had to run to the bathroom and things like that. And then I was like, oh, so what happened in this chapter? Just to get a little bit refreshed. And then I almost just started
going off and I'm like, wait, we should
going off on a thing, and I'm like, we should just do the podcast.
Right.
I'm about to just do the podcast at you. So chapter 14.
Yes. Yeah. Lyndon's getting ready for the entrance and stuff. So he's walking up with Orthos, and they're getting looks because of the black flame and all of that. And
there's some guy who do we get a name for this guy? We probably do.
Yeah, we do. Cause
there's a few people, I think.
Yeah, cause Orthos is being.
He's being Orthos. Yeah. He's just encouraging it. He's provoking it. Yeah. He's like, you're the fucking best.
He's got yeah, because he's causing he's like, oh, can I veil myself? Of course, or or whatever. And he's like, yeah, Orthos, can you veil yourself? Do you know how to open and close your eyes? I was veiling myself before your grandfather even laid eyes on your grandmother. When the Skysworn were nothing more than a sect of servants, I was.
Yeah.
He's like, I think it would help us both if you did. You want me to hide before a mob of angry hatchlings?
I had forgotten about that.
The survivors will cast their eyes to the ground, and they will know that we are to be respected. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to infiltrate their ranks, Orthos, to benefit from their unique resources. It would hurt my cause if I killed their young on the way in.
It's just I gotta know how to put this in Orthos's terms. Yep. Which is so funny, because he's never that's wrong, don't do that. Yeah. All that Lyndon ever really cares about is just how
to phrase it so that he will do what I want.
Yes, it's just no, Orthos, that's bad. He's just how can I put this in terms that'll make it sound good for you?
Because, how would it go if he was just Orthos, that's bad? Orthos would be like, who are you to say,
Orthos, you're being a bit of a dick right now. But also, there's part of me that's if Lyndon actually was Orthos, fuck you. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah. He probably.
There's a little bit of him to be nice.
Oh, okay.
It's nice. You're finally being a dragon. Now shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up.
Don't tell me what to do. But yeah, I had forgotten about this because that. Can you veil yourself? Can I?
Can I? Yeah. So they're walking through we get a description of a lot of the. I'm gonna say contestants. It's not really contestants because it's
applicants.
Yeah, applicants. There we go. Talking about there's a bunch with the wings from the Naru family.
Right.
There's a small amount of people with shiny metallic hair, so that would be the Jai.
Right. Yes, the
clan.
Jai. They've got the shiny metallic hair.
Yep. And then they said people with gray skin, who he didn't know who they.
Yeah, what their deal was.
Yep. And then it gets mentioned that they're the Kotai. Family, or the Kotai clan, which we heard is they have the top ranked underlord. He's mentioned in the underlord's chapter or whatever.
Mm-hmm. And what was his deal?
Let me look up Kotai just to make sure. It's Kotai Taiyan is kid.
The one who's ends up being a jerk.
Yep. He is so he's we don't see a ton about him, just a little description that one of his fists was 5 times bigger than the other. show was a grizzled old sea captain with his head shaved except for a dangling gray braid in front of each ear. He had storm gray skin, and he had lost his left arm in battle as a child, replacing it with the limb of a massive stone Madra remnant.
Oh, right, big stone arm guy.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So it's that.
Gotcha. I wonder what their deal is where they got gray skin. I mean, I'm sure it's their, gold sign or
sign,
but, like, what gives you that kind of gold sign? Also, Ethan, because, like, we know that Ethan, with his, like, pure path, does he, like, not have a gold sign because of his, like, pure Madra path?
Yes, I think that is the case.
Because we never really get any mention of, like, a gold sign for Ethan.
We don't, because, like, Lyndon assumes that it's his blonde hair at first.
Right, yeah.
And he also thinks about his eyes, because I think he has blue eyes, just like...
Yeah.
He's like, maybe those are, but yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't think so.
Gotcha, yeah.
But
I also feel like we don't get, like, a gold sign for, like, really any of the Aurelius.
The Aurelius have, like, a gold, like, a bracer type of metallic, yeah, it's a silver bracer.
A silver bracer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yep. And so, no, I don't think we have one for Ethan.
For Ethan, yeah, that makes sense. Because, like, what's his name? Aurelius. Oh, I have forgotten his name. Cassius. Because Cassius isn't doing the pure Madra thing.
Right.
He's got, like, some blade stuff going on.
Yeah, but I can't remember the exact silver something.
Yeah, so a silver bracer kind of makes sense as being their thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, and so it's like a Kotai dude who's being an asshole.
Yeah, and like that's like the biggest group of people there are like from the Kotai clan, like them and the Emperor's family, which is like the Naru, so they're the wings or whatever. But yeah, so he runs into this Black Flame, you should leave for your own safety. And Lyndon's, is he gonna attack me? Which, bad question to ask Orthos.
Yeah.
Because Orthos, he's looking to stand out by provoking one of the Empire's villains in front of everyone. He is not confident enough in his results to let them speak for him, so he has to distinguish himself in another way. He's the weakest sort of scavenger, crawling along the bottom and looking for scraps. Crush him.
I love Orthos, you know?
Lyndon regretted asking Orthos anything.
It's so funny because it's a good little, like, like, explaining what's going on through the lens of Orthos.
Yeah.
Is very funny, you know?
Yeah, so then Lyndon tries to smooth things over, and he's like, I apologize, please, can I know your name or whatever, but his arm starts freaking out and trying to attack him.
Yeah.
And so, he goes, you face Kotai Taiyan of the Great Kotai clan. And so then Lyndon's like, okay, I'm tired of this. I was just, like, almost executed by an underlord. Like, I'm done. You are nothing, like, whatever. This is an actual fight. And so, and he's still trying, I humbly apologize. And someone kicked him in the back. And then, like, once that happens, he's like, I feel a little bit in danger because a lot of people around. And so I gotta show that, like, I'm not to be messed with. So he just wants to do a simple punch. To just, you know.
With his, like, enforcer technique, right?
Yeah, because he's like, Lyndon ignited the burning cloak.
The burning cloak.
Lyndon ignited the burning cloak before Taiyan had taken a step, launching himself forward. He drove a punch at the gap around Taiyan's shield, fully expecting him to shift and block the strike. The momentum should not come back, giving Lyndon time to... Taiyan's ribs crumpled like a cage of dry sticks. And he just went flying, and And
it's just like, oh!
Yep.
And it's funny because Lyndon is just, like, used to being... weak.
Yup. And having to, like, get the jump and get, you know.
Yep. And he's also used to everyone around him, like...
being way stronger.
Way stronger. Like, even now that he's, like, advanced this much, Yaren
He's around Yaren and Ethan, and he's been around Underlords, like, way more than the typical
Orthos
gold.
Is, like, kind of, like, a higher advancement than him.
He's, like, a true gold.
And so is Yaren, and then, like, Cassius, and then Underlord Ethan. And, like, what level of advancement is Fisher Gesha?
Fisher Gesha is a high gold, but she's Yeah, she's a high gold.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just like he's just used to being around these people who are like a higher level.
Yep.
Like he was training to fight
Jailong, which was a high gold, then true gold.
Who's like on his way to Underlord.
Yep.
And so it's a whole thing. And it's funny because like we start to get a little bit of like, oh, Linden actually being strong and being OP enough to just like take this guy out. And, you know, just being able to, I don't know, because when I think about some of this, like, anime stuff. And, like, progression fantasy, and I think about, like, isekai kind of stuff as well, because, like, this isn't isekai, but there's, like, isekai and progression fantasy have, like, some similar, have, like, some overlap and stuff. And this
similar roots and a lot of shared tropes.
Yes, and this idea of like the like OP main character and whatnot, and even the idea of like going from
nothing to
OP, and I just feel like we've done a good job in sort of like earning it. Because he's not like it's that he's stronger than his peers. But we see that there's like so much higher to go. And like we get to have it justified that Linden fucking beats like just. Absolutely crushes this dude no problem, and
he's shocked,
and it like feels earned because it's like, yeah, Linda's not actually had to fight someone his own level ever in the series. He's always having to like find some tricky way to overcome someone who's stronger than him, and also not actually overcoming.
Since he was like. Before he was a copper, fucking killing a iron, you know? Like, that's his always, you know...
like, the very sort of first thing that we see him do is he's getting, like, picked on by those guys, and he's, like, having to capture this, like, remnant, and, like, you know...
do it without, you know, like, pissing them off, or,
Yeah, because it's, like, the tree remnant that he has to, like, deal with, and, you know, all this kind of stuff. So it's, like... He's always been the underdog, and so we finally, like, you know... And so it's allowed him to be... And we still know that he's not the strongest of the people at his level of advancement. But, like, we see, like, oh, yeah, no, he's still, like... Because he's higher than the average person. And so we get to see him, like, actually be strong. Which is then, of course, great, because then the immediate next chapter... we get to see him struggle again. So it's like, it's good. Like, we get these moments where, like, Linden gets to, like, be a little cool. But, like, we always do feel like he has to, like, work for it. You know, it's not just, like...
And he's been, like, putting in work for, like, books to get to this point, you know?
And also even a little bit of that, like, actually, my thing that everyone thought was lame is actually super OP. In the form of, like... No one does Pure Madra. Pure Madra is, literally what children do. Like, literally children have Pure Madra and you gotta, like, get something else. But then that becomes sort of his path, but then we find out, like, Ethan, it's like, it's not that no one's ever thought of this before. It's just not difficult. It's just difficult, and it's not common, and there's reasons why. Because I just can't stop thinking about fucking Mother's Basement talking about, like... doing his, like, trash anime stuff. And, like, he talked about this one, I can't remember what it was, but the guy who just, like, casts... Like... I
think it might be, like, Records of Ragnarok, maybe?
No, I don't think... No, Record of Ragnarok is something very different.
Then it's a Ragnarok, it's something like that.
It has Ragnarok in the name.
I feel like,
Yeah, because Record of Ragnarok is, like, a very different show.
Got you,
But, yeah, no, it's, like, the guy's, like, he casts, like... Paralyze and Poison. He's just like...
It's just a single spell over and over.
Yeah, it's just like, Paralyze, Poison, Paralyze. It's like, this is like such a broken combo. Like, it's like, oh, these are just like, they're guaranteed things.
And no one would ever pick these, and no one would like these, you know.
But it's just like, but they're like, the ability to... stop someone guaranteed even if it's only for like a little bit, but the thing is that he's showing these clips where it's like tons of people that he's just like paralyzing, and it's just the same thing over and over again. It's like Linden actually has to like I don't know, that's a really low bar to clear, but I just like I don't know, I just can't stop thinking about it because it's so lame. I'm just like, that's so stupid.
Yeah.
And you know,
just ridiculous.
Just the ridiculous, just sort of the most extreme example of it being stupid.
Right.
But even like, you know, it's just such a, because like I know that like it's a bit of a trope that like, oh, a person who it seems like they're lame, but then turns out they have the power that cancels out other people's power.
It turns out they're like supposedly useless one is actually
but it feels like we do see Lyndon have to like struggle for it, and he does like lose to Jai Long, and you know just all these other sorts of things. So it's like that's all. And it's like having this moment where he actually fucking just crumple someone's rib cage on accident, where it's like, oh no,
oh no, I didn't mean to.
Because it's like he wasn't holding back, because it's like he never has to hold back. He always has to be like, all right, let's go for it.
Like his thought process is like, you know, he's gonna come up and block, and so like this was it was supposed to just be a time saving just to get distance. Between them, and then he just fully.
He's just like, I just got to show that I can. Like he's not like, let me go all out, but he's like, I got to show that I can do something. He's like, here's, you know, and then just fucking crumples this guy's ribcage, and everyone's like, and then out pops a Cur Mercy to save the day.
I love Orthos like laughing. Orthos' laughter grew until it deafened the entire crowd. He stomped the ground, howling in mirth.
He's just like, hell yeah, you did it. You fucking fucked someone up. Just like I wanted.
Then he comes up and chomps on the kid's shield and goes, spoils of war. He said, snapping it up and chewing.
Mine.
Lyndon. He had only intended to show everyone that he couldn't be pushed around. He hadn't wanted to kill anybody. And so then this girl comes through. I'm gonna give a little description of Mercy, because it's the first time we've met her.
We get to see her.
From the wall of people, a girl stumbled out. She was slender and a little taller than Yaren, with her hair pulled back into a long black ponytail. She wore white and black sacred artist robes, with a breastplate of smooth purple armor over her chest. The armor matched her eyes, which were a startling, vivid purple. The eyes looked human, not as though she'd borrowed them from a sacred beast through a contract, but he couldn't be sure. She carried a staff in one hand. It was as tall as she was, as thick as her wrist, and made of smooth-looking black tendons. The tendons coiled up to the top of the staff, which was capped by a dragon's head. And she's stumbling around because she...
Because she is a clumsy anime girl.
And oh wow, you really hammered him, didn't you? He's on the path of the unstained shield too. Must have been skipping his training, huh?
Unstained shield. Interesting. Okay.
So it's like insult to injury. He was a defense-based
defense-based path. And then he just got one shot. He got one punch man.
And it's like are you his friend? I try to be friendly when I can, but no, I can't say that I've ever met him before. Sorry, you must be in pain. Give me a second. And then she pulls out a little a
pill.
And it talks about her, like, hands, because her hands are covered in this black, She wore tight black gloves up to her wrist. They seemed to be made of the same substance as her staff.
Yeah, she's got, like, shadow darkness shit going on, it seems.
Yeah, and then the pill, I like the description of some of these, like, things and stuff. Round green and gray pill. He could smell it from where he stood, like a rainstorm in a pine forest.
Yeah, that sounds nice.
Yeah, so then she, like, gives it to him, and he heals instantly. Yeah. Like, basically instantly. Light of red, green, and purple burst from his chest in long strings, and the aura inside of his body was ignited into a storm. He sat up as though someone had pulled a string, gasping loudly. But yeah.
Yeah, I, like, because, like, we listened to this in the audiobooks and whatnot, and... like, we listened to this a little while ago, and I remembered this, but I, for some reason later when we got into the next book, was like, yeah, she's a healer.
Yeah.
And it's like, no.
It's like healing magic.
It's like, she has, like, healing magic, but it's like, no, she used, like, a thing to heal him here. But so then I was just, like, expecting her to do more, like, healing. Healing stuff, and then it's like, oh, right, no, that's...
She's just got, really good healing supplies. Because, like, we've seen how other people have been healed and stuff like that. Nothing has been this kind of, like, super instant heal. You know, like, fucking RPG. Yeah, just, like, instant heal.
Yeah,
we've heard about them.
Yes.
Like, Yaren's, like, my, like, master had like,
had
access.
A pill for everything.
Yeah.
Yep, and she's because then we found out that she's Akura Mercy.
Yes.
And we've already know that the Akuras, they're the clan that has like that monarch that Ethan's supposed to be going and talking to.
Yep.
And so it's like
Akura Mercy.
Yep. So it's like, yeah, no wonder she's got access to crazy instant heal shit.
Yup.
Yeah. If a sage had that kind of shit, then a monarch especially.
Yep. Yep, and
the
like
monarch's family.
Yeah. And so then everyone
turns out Akura Mercy is the monarch.
But yeah, so then they're talking about like how as soon as they hear Akura, everyone runs off. The only people that are still there are people who are confused or who are bowing.
Yeah, because even Orthos is like
he's completely like bowing. He's like,
it's like, what happened to like, your fucking dragon shit? Like a dragon nose.
Yeah. He says he's like. Even dragons know when to bow.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, talking about the Akura family and stuff, Orthos is like, is she gone? She didn't seem so bad to me. Every few steps, she tripped over her own feet and had to catch herself on her staff.
Yep. Yeah, because it's funny, because she's very much like a cute, clumsy anime girl.
Oh, yeah.
But we were talking whenever she like showed up and stuff, and like getting her described, like she's cute and she's fun and she's like nice anime girl. But it's like she in some ways feels like typical anime girl sidekick character.
Yeah.
A little bit, but because she's not our first and only girl, she's just like a fun archetype to have, as opposed to being like
the only one.
And this is our one woman character.
Yep.
Isn't she cute and clumsy and yeah. I think a little bit about like was it Lucy from Fairy Tail,
yeah.
Because, like, she has, like, her, like, summoning stuff, but it keeps, like... I feel like she's always kind of, like, fucking up a little bit. In, like, a fun way.
Yeah. I feel like Lucy's not as bad as some.
Right.
Because we get Urza in Fairy Tail.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's actually, like, a lot more female characters, like, prominent female characters in Fairy Tail than, like, Naruto.
Oh, right.
By, like,
and
lot.
It wasn't even necessarily meaning as, like, a knock on Fairy Tail, but I just was, like, trying to think of an example of, like...
So, there's a character that fits that trope better in Fairy Tail, but, like, it's way further in.
Gotcha.
There's, like, an actual clumsy, cute anime girl.
Mm-hmm.
It's Wendy, who's completely different.
Gotcha. I just think about, Drawfee. In one Drawfee episode, Karina draws... The Luck Boys.
Yes, yeah, the Luck Boys.
And they're all profoundly unlucky, and she's like, it's like, this one's like clumsy, but not like in a cute way, but like a really like worrying way. Just like actually, like
a little kid.
Yeah. It's like, it's clumsy, but not in like a cute way, but like in a dangerous way.
And like Tashigi from One Piece.
Yeah, because Tashigi's is like clumsy. Yeah. But then she can still do a sword fight, which makes it... Yeah, she's very much Tashigi in that way. If only she looked like some sort of dead childhood friend. Right. But yeah.
Yeah. And so, Orthos is talking about the Akuras. Like, if she's really descendant of the Akura clan, we're lucky she's in a good mood. Her family owns 3/4 of the continent. Not the Empire. The Black Flame Empire is one of their territories. She might receive the Empire as a coming-of-age present. And then they're talking about, like, who's in charge. Then why doesn't the Emperor come from the Akura clan? The Emperor runs the Empire. They own it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, they don't have to.
Right.
Yeah. And so then we immediately get a view of the Akura, like, territory. Or, like, we go to Athan.
And we go to Athan.
We immediately get to see he shows up outside of just an Akura, like, fortress or whatever. Like, the wall, which rose high over his head and stretched for miles beyond sight, was made of absolutely black forged madra and topped with man-sized sword blades. He was fairly certain that the material of the walls had at least some aspect of death to it.
Pure death walls. Well, not pure death walls, but somewhat death walls.
And so he used, like, a gate key to get him there. We don't really know.
Yeah, we don't really get that, like, super explained, but you're like, sure, that sounds like a thing.
Yeah. The Emperor had a gate key that had transported Athan over 10,000 miles straight to the entrance. said, the Akura family monarch must have created the Gate Key herself, or one of her close disciples, because no one in the Black Flame Empire had such control of space. So just, what kind of resources people have and stuff.
Yeah.
And, like, gate keys are a thing, and presumably long-distance travel, and they're hard to make, or rare, you know.
Yeah. Which, you know, makes sense. Sounds about right.
Yep. And then talking more about, like, how this place looked, like, it's just covered in, like, just, like, all these statues and, like, these remnant guards and all of that.
Yep, and Nathan's actually, like, properly a little nervous.
Yeah, a little freaked out. Yeah. And he's
like, this could actually go really badly for me.
Yeah, because, like, so, like, the remnants that are there is, like, remnants they may have been, but they looked down on Ethan with cold intelligence. They had been left by lords on the same path, and they slowly cultivated by the Akura clan until they could match heralds for power.
Yeah.
And so he's like, it was enough to make Ethan painfully aware of his status as an underlord, or rather, his lack of status.
Yeah, we found out at one point sages are like
a type of archlord.
Yes. Okay.
Sages and heralds are a type of archlord, and that's all about we know.
And we know that the head of the empire, the, like, Naru whatever.
Yes.
He's an overlord, but not an archlord.
Right.
So sages are a type of archlord.
Yep.
And then there's heralds, but we don't know what.
Yeah.
What they're.
Yeah, we also know that they're a type of archlord, but we don't really know much.
Okay, gotcha. I don't think I knew specifically that they were a type of lord.
Yeah, I think they're both in the same kind of sentence. They're like.
Yeah,
the way it's worded is kind of weird, but like.
Yeah, they're It's like all these, like, subcategories for categories. Yeah. I'm like, y'all, why you gotta make it like this? You know?
Yep.
Where it's like, oh, there's gold, but gold actually has, like, 3 different variants. And then there's, like, lord, and lord has 3 different variants, but actually one of the variants of lord has multiple variants within it. Yep. And then there's monarchs, and it's like, where are they, huh? Are they right above Archlord, or are they, like, you know...
Or is there, like, more?
Or is there, like, more?
Yeah.
You fuck? Because if Monarch is actually just, like, the thing that's above Archlord, then, like... I mean, we are far away, but, like, you know, they said that he could become an Underlord, so, like, you know...
Yeah.
We're already almost at Lord, we just gotta make it through Lord. Easy peasy, you know, just make it through the Lord levels.
Easy peasy, just make it through Lord.
Just make it through Lord, you know.
Which we don't even know how to do that at this point, because it takes some sort of insight, maybe, and we don't really know.
It's fine. It's fine. Listen, we're gonna be off-world soon, question mark? The gods literally pushed us to try and get them off-world as fast as possible, so, like... You know, getting through Lord, I'm sure.
I mean, that's what Ethan's been saying. He wants them to toss around dread gods, I think he says.
Yeah, he wants to reach the end of the sacred arts, which feels like that would essentially be... I mean, I because when he says that, I imagine what he has in mind is essentially, like, fucking surreal level kind of shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I imagine that's supposed to be kind of the end. But maybe you could get sort of beyond them. You know, we're going to find out that, like, actually... Because we know that they're not the only people in the multiverse.
Right.
Out here making, you know, interdimensional civilizations.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah, we know of at least, like, the Vroshir, we've heard.
Yep, so it's like... And then we pan up, and, you know, they're all actually just subsidiaries of... the super-duper multiverse people, you know? But, you know, that feels, like, closer to the actual, like, top... Tippity top. And so I wonder if that's... kind of, and like, how does that compare to Monarch?
Yep.
Yeah. We got a lot of books.
I love the Fisher Gesha.
I enjoy doing the Fisher Gesha. Which, I mean, comes from Travis Baldree doing it. Great. Travis Baldree does such a good job. I feel like we say that a lot, but it's true.
It's where, like, you have to say it, like, once an episode. I feel like
he gives so much character.
It's like, seriously.
Like, he does a lot to elevate the work. Like, he brings out a good, you know.
Yep.
It's like a good performance, you know.
It adds a lot. Like, it
adds
really,
a lot to
it really
it.
does something.
You know, and that's the thing. I feel like audiobooks are underappreciated. Because the thing is that the oral tradition, as the human species, this is really how we were meant to to obtain stories. People are like, oh, it's worse than reading. No. We this is how we were meant to get stories.
I love audiobooks.
All we could do in the past was audio tell stories to each other. So this is just going back to our mammalian roots.
I love physically reading and stuff, but like audiobooks like a lot of times does just like add like a whole different layer and stuff. Like just like I love like voice performances and stuff.
Yep, a good audiobook performance does a lot.
Yeah.
I actually the other day at work I was like looking up this book that someone had mentioned in a video, and I found it might even be the whole thing, which would be nice, on like, you know, the Internet Archive or whatever, and there was like a text-to-speech thing.
Yeah.
And it's a little rough.
It's hard. Yeah.
It's rough. It'll just like put emphasis in weird places and pauses in weird places sometimes, and it's just like it makes it hard. But like a good performance really just like brings the text to life.
Yep.
In a good way, and then a bad one can really just like stilt it, you know.
Yep.
God, we just watched a video earlier today of Dan Olsen talking about Call of Duty Ghosts
with like some of the worst like voice lines. It was
just
pretty
like, Dad? Just the most like Dad, you didn't tell me.
Dad, you were one of them?
You were one of them?
But like he also says Dad before he looks up and sees who took the mask off. Like he's looking down.
Yeah, it was just like just hearing the line, we're like, oh, that's so. It's just so nothing. It's just so.
Like I feel like
stiff.
we're almost doing a better job.
Yeah, it's just like you can't help but like emote a little bit, and it was just like truly like giving us nothing.
Dad, are you really one of them?
Yep. Dad, are you really one of them?
Because it like he like kind of mumbles and it like trails off at the end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's so bad, and it's just like I never played any of those games.
Yeah.
Well, I played a little bit of COD Zombies with like my friends one time, and I didn't know what was going. They were just like, "Stand here," and I'm like, "Okay."
I attempted to play it with literally zero video game experience. Basically zero.
Yeah.
Functionally zero video game experience. Couldn't play regular Call of Duty because it was still downloading, and I attempted to play Zombies and was so confused, and it was bad.
Yeah, and I'm just bad at shooters. I'm just bad. I haven't played a ton of them. They were the kind of game I played growing up.
I've gotten a lot better with them.
But
yeah. Anyway,
Ethan, yes.
He's coming in here.
Yes, because we got distracted about like advancement levels.
Yeah. So he's coming in and he goes. I represent Narwan, Emperor of the Black Flame Empire. I seek an audience with the highest-ranking member of the Akura clan available to me. He certainly couldn't request a meeting with their clan leader directly. Disrespecting a monarch by implying that he was worthy of her time might kill him on the spot. And all of that. And so then someone shows up.
It's like Akura Justice or something?
Yes. And he's got the purple eyes, and he's got like the hands that seemed like dipped in tar or whatever. And he says, "The gold sign from the Path of the Chain Keeper."
Path of the Chain Keeper. I had forgotten the name of the path.
But yeah, so when he comes out, Ethan is immediately like, I like this guy. Like he's like
seems chill.
He seems chill. Like Ethan liked him already. A different member of the Akura clan might have made him bow and scrape for an hour before deigning to hear a word.
Instead, he just shows up right away.
Yep. And then he's like, he doesn't want to scan him because that might be like rude. And so he's like, as he suspected, he couldn't tell. The man might as well not have been a sacred artist at all. That means he was at least an underlord skilled in veils. Most likely he was high above that stage. And he says, I'm Akura Justice. The clan welcomes you, Ethan Aurelius. I'm honored that you've taken such notice of me. Like, he's surprised that, like, they knew who he was.
Yeah.
And so then he says, our matriarch, eternal and all-knowing, employs the greatest dream artists in the world. They have seen you. It seems there have been a great shift in fate recently. The currents of destiny change rapidly these days, and the dream readers have seen you in the flowing currents. Ethan began to sweat.
He's like, uh-oh.
Is she gonna kill me? Is this good or bad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, what did I do? I don't even know what I will have done.
Exactly.
This is dream future shit. What did I do? What will I do?
And then, she has left words for you. I love the way that a lot of these lines I hear in, like, Travis Baldry's...
Like, delivery.
Yep. Yes, he must have been a descendant of his clan's matriarch, so he's talking about his own mother, grandmother, or great-grandmother. Mm-hmm. But his tone suggested he was referring to divinity made flesh. Mm-hmm. And they're like, normally we do a feast for this and stuff, but we don't have the time.
Right.
There's too much stuff going on. And he goes, Ethan, he, like, bows or whatever, and his face is to the ground. He resisted the urge to grimace while facing downwards. Justice might not have been able to see it, but a monarch would if she were watching. Better to play it safe.
That sucks. Being, like, so...
Yup.
On guard, like, you know... So on, even when you're like...
Even when you're not facing it, you know, you gotta be, like... Because like, she could be watching.
Yeah, can't
Maybe she's not, but she could be.
She could be, yeah. Can't even, like, privately to yourself.
Yep. Yeah, he goes, I am not worthy. And then, far more sincerely, I will engrave the monarch's words onto my heart.
Yes.
And so then this is what she said to him. Once and once alone will I defend your empire from the fiend that rises against it. Soon I will have greater concerns, so you must raise protectors of your own. They will defend us all from the great calamity that follows. I await your success under... Yeah. And Ethan's surprised that she left those for him. Mm-hmm. Ethan tried not to shiver. A monarch's help could make everything infinitely easier. But no one at that stage was selfless. She might take over, and there would be nothing Ethan could do to stop her.
Yeah.
And so then he says, I cannot express my gratitude in words. If the time does come where I may defend the Akura clan's territory, I will do so. He was careful not to admit debt. His soul might hold him to such words, especially dealing with a monarch.
Yeah. So
he's just being very careful. And then he asks Justice for instructions, like any further instructions. And Justice says, we have made our will known to your empire regarding our fallen daughter. They have interpreted our instructions in an acceptable manner. It is important only that the daughter is pushed to the brink. Whether she learns to fly or falls to her death, the Imperial clan will be rewarded. And Ethan's like, I'm glad I researched this because I hate not knowing.
Yep. Yep. If there's one thing Ethan hates, it's not knowing.
Yep. Yeah, and then he had Justice, like, recharge or do something to the gate key so that he could get back.
Yep, and then, woo!
Yep.
Alrighty.
Yeah, so that's chapter 14. So all of the crazy monarch stuff.
Yep.
Well, monarch faction.
Yep. All the crazy Akura clan stuff. Because then there's some shit where it's like, she's like, I can see that you're going to be doing something and I think it'll work or whatever. Or is that like a different later thing?
Yeah, so it was. I missed that one little line. For you, by name, she has seen your plans and know that you have a chance of success.
Yes.
Yeah. That was from Justice.
Yep, and so it's like, oh, you know.
Yep.
Something that Ethan has planned.
Yep.
Whatever it is he has planned, she's like approving of.
Yep. Yeah.
And it's like, what is it?
What does this
mean?
Yep.
that was sort of my big takeaway from this.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I hope, and you're gonna do something, and I'm like, what is Ethan doing? What's he gonna do?
Yep. Yeah, she's like, yeah, your plans, they're interesting.
Mm-hmm. So that's the chapter.
Yeah.
And what chapter was that?
That was chapter 14.
Alrighty. Chapter 15.
Yeah.
We're doing the fucking application exam thing.
We're not gonna go super deep into it. It's just like a fun...
Yeah, it's like... there's two different application exam things.
The low gold and the high gold course.
Yes. I mean, I'm sure there's more than that. Would there be?
I think they only have the high gold and the low gold course right now. I don't know if they're testing any true golds.
Yeah. And so, you know, different levels for the different people coming in. And so, Yaren does hers.
Although they probably have one for the... I don't know what they're doing with the true golds.
Yeah, they could.
Doesn't matter.
And we so we don't have any true golds going there right now. So it's like, all right, Yaren's going to be doing the one, Lyndon's going to be doing the other.
Yeah.
Lyndon gets to do it with Orthos.
Yes.
Which is nice. and is really helpful.
Yeah, but he's like, oh, well, nice. Like, this will probably be pretty easy then.
This will probably be pretty easy then. And then it turns out that it is still not easy.
The thing is he might have actually had an easier time if he just would have done it himself.
Yeah, because instead he, like, gets on Orthos.
Yep, and then
Orthos just, like, runs straight through with no regard for Lyndon's safety.
So Lyndon just has to defend himself from whatever's happening.
Just like, ah! Just got, like, fucking orbs flying at him.
So then, and his arm is also, like...
just grabbing them, but in a way that's, like... It wants to, like, steal the Madra from each of them, but, like,
but it's not activating the binding. It's just like some aspect of, like, the Madra in the arm or whatever is stealing the Madra, but it's not activating the binding. Which is, like, takes the Madra and, like, then he can, like, vent it out or whatever, but this is just, like...
Just eating it.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
And he's like, wow, this is kind of interesting.
It's like, what's going on here?
Yep. Yeah.
And then he's like, I wish that it would do what I wanted more because it's more interested in, like, feeding on them than actually helping block.
Yep, than defending me. So he still gets, like, hit by a bunch.
Yep, just like, psh, ah. Yeah.
He gets, like, some broken bones and stuff, but then his iron body heals it, so he can just, like...
Yeah, so he can just keep on going.
Yep. And then there's, like, a big wall that Orthos, like
breaks through.
Yep. Yeah, and then the next one we see is that there's a bunch of bees, and he's like, why? Why are there bees? And then we cut after that. We cut from him, and we don't see the rest of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he's just like, at least my iron body's, like, basically built for this, but why?
It's like, why? Yeah, it's just like, oh, hell yeah, we're gonna have this thing, and then it's just like a total mess, a total wreck, and having Orthos doesn't help.
There's also this classic line from Orthos, which is like, oh, you're okay with me riding on your back or whatever? Like, I thought you'd be like, you'd have a problem with it. And when a horse carries a man, which of them is the stronger party? It is only suitable that a dragon should carry lesser creatures.
Right. When a horse carries a man, which is the stronger party?
It's great. And so then I just want to find where he finds the bees. Yeah, the third obstacle was a cloud of wasps. He almost cried. What does this have to do with enforcing the law? Devoutly, he swore to himself that he would never go through any more trials without learning more about them ahead of time. He would have cheated his way through this without a problem.
Yep. Why couldn't they cheat?
Yep. I didn't have enough time to cheat.
Lyndon, he loves to cheat, and it's so great. I love that he's just a big fucking cheater. Yep. He's just like, shortcuts? Yes, please. Honor? Who needs it?
So, then it cuts after there was nothing that handled the iron body. There was nothing it handled better than poison. But without its help, he would have passed out. There were 4 more obstacles after that, and then it cuts to Yaren.
Gotcha, yeah, because Yaren's then, like, she got through hers.
We don't even get any of it described. It's just that it was super easy, that she's like, the Black Flame trials were harder than this. This is bullshit.
Yep. And she's just like... She was first. She was the first to make it through. Yeah,
and I also love, and her training with Cassius and Ethan even harder. So it's like, this isn't even...
Yeah, this isn't even tough.
Yep.
This is pretty easy. And so then she's waiting for Lyndon to come through.
Yeah, and, like, as she's, like, going to go to the end of the low gold course, like, she had passed through in first place, earning astonished looks and not a few people trying to snatch her up for their organizations. She ignored them all, strolling over to the end of the... Just, like, everyone's trying to get her, like... Everywhere she goes, she always has people, like, hey, join us! Her.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's like, well, if I did it, like... that
Lyndon's
fast. Like, Lyndon has no problem. He loved having time to plan for things like this, but it wasn't as though he really needed it. Not in her estimation, anyway.
Right, because that is the thing, is that, like, Lyndon wants to have a plan.
Yep.
He can improvise, but
he doesn't like it.
He doesn't like it. Well, Ethan's all about improvising.
Yep.
Like, he does have
Yaren,
plans.
to be honest.
Yeah, Yaren's all about improvising, but Ethan's also all about improvising. He's like a mix of planning and improvising.
Yeah.
He's like, a good plan requires the ability to improvise.
Yep.
You know, you have to have, people like, contingencies, but it's more like, all right, plan's not going right. How do we flow with it anyway?
How do we turn this into our benefit still somehow?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so that's interesting. I feel like he does embody a certain, like, mix.
Yeah.
That they need to sort of
get to.
Get to, you know.
Yeah. And so when she goes to the low gold course. I keep trying to say low gold course, and it keeps getting tangled.
Yeah, Ogogor?
Yeah.
Ogogor?
Yep.
Yep.
She goes to that course.
Yes.
And, she's surprised that Lyndon's not out there first or whatever, but she sees Mercy tumble out on her staff because she was riding on it at like a broomstick, basically.
Right, yes,
on her staff, like floating in the air.
Yeah, do we know at this point what the staff?
No. We don't. I don't think we see it fully yet.
Really in use. Yeah. But she rides on it like a broom.
Yep. Yeah.
And then comes tumbling out.
Yep.
Yeah. Yaren's like, oh.
Yep. And Yaren like scans her and is like super surprised that Hermadra was rock stable for a low gold, deep and quiet as a winter pond. Yaren couldn't figure out why she hadn't advanced to high gold yet. With power that solid, she should have been able to do it in a snap. And just like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. And Mercy, like, instead of being offended, she just like waves and is like, hey. Like, hi. and then a few more people come through. There's like three other people that come through, and then Lyndon, who's being carried in Ortho's mouth.
Yes.
He's like half unconscious.
Beat the fuck up.
Yep. And it's which surprised her even more because he had only come in fourth. He trotted out, not seeming to hurry, carrying something in his mouth. It took her a breath or two to see it was Lyndon, limp and covered in blood. But he groaned and moved in Orthos's mouth, so she reasoned he was fine.
Orthos is like, he needs a shell.
Yeah. What rolled him over?
That boy needs a shell.
Yep.
It's like, yeah, Orthos, we don't all have giant turtle shells that keep us safe from harm.
Yep. So then we switch to, it's been 3 days after the qualification.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And like there's a ceremony to welcome new people and to split everyone up into teams.
Right.
And it's supposed to be there's like 60 trainees and 20 full Skysworn true golds. We're all on one side. So it's supposed to be every pair of Skysworn gets 5 low golds and 1 high gold for each group.
Gotcha. So 2 leaders.
Yeah, 2 true gold leaders.
And then 5...
5 low golds and 1 high gold. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But they say that, but then that's not what happens. A few of them take less, and like...
And we end up with our little trio.
Yeah. So like their group is 2 Skysworn, 2 true gold, 1 high gold and 2 low golds for this team.
Yeah, 1 high gold, 2 low golds, and then 2 true gold.
Yeah.
Like leaders.
Yeah. So it's like way less in the low gold department.
Yes. Yeah. they don't have their
they're
requisite
like 3
5.
other.
Yeah, the requisite 5 low golds.
Yeah, and they're like, something's wrong. Why is this like weird or
it's
whatever?
Like, why is our group being treated differently?
Yep.
And it's like, because y'all are the Suicide Squad.
Yep.
Y'all are the people that we kind of want to get rid of.
Yep. And it's like, something's crooked here, Yaren said. You think so? Narugwe asked. He shrugged. Quit. And then he walks out.
Yep.
Which I kind of love that.
Yep.
Fucking Gwei is not having it.
No, he really isn't. It's like, I don't want you here. You got a problem? Leave.
Yep.
I'm not hiding it.
And so then Mercy talks with Yaren and Lyndon. She's met Lyndon before, but she hasn't met Yaren, so she's kind of like introducing herself. Akura Mercy, but my clan doesn't entirely approve of me being here. I guess they either let it be known that they wouldn't avenge anything that happened to me, or offered a reward for placing me in mortal danger.
Yep.
There are more than a few people who would take any opportunity to settle things with an Akura who can't fight back.
Yeah.
And then she's explaining the issues with the others, and is like, yeah, they're all putting us together so they can watch over us, and, you know. And they're basically like, well, we're gonna let you do your jobs. You're just under a lot of scrutiny, and you won't get, like, any help.
Yeah.
Basically. And Lyndon's like, alright, I can deal with it, I guess. Like, we'll be able to show that, like, you know, we're chill.
Go do normal jobs, but understaffed, underprepared, so that hopefully you just fucking die.
Yep. And so they're, like, kind of settling all that, and then, like, in the middle of this conversation, is just, like...
all hell breaks loose.
Yep. Then the light turned red, and the world was cast into chaos, and we switched chapters. That's the end of the chapter.
Yep. It's just like, and then everything went to shit.
Yep, basically.
End chapter.
End chapter.
Yeah. Yeah, so that one's a little bit... a little bit shorter in the sense of, like, you know, most of it's taken up by, like, the application exam thing.
And it's, like, good chapters and good stuff going on. I think it's just a little less to...
Yeah, we don't have to get, like, in-depth on, like, you know, the trials and tribulations and stuff, so... Yeah. Chapter 16.
Yeah, so we're with Cassius. He's trying to get all of the Aurelius kind of, like, out of the area. Yeah. Because, like, Bloodspawn have been around and all of that, and so it's just, like, we're trying to get out of the territory, rebuild, you know, like, just...
Evacuate.
Yep, evacuate.
And then Ethan shows up and it's like, no, don't evacuate, run towards danger.
Yeah. Because he's thinking of, like, what's the worst case scenario? The Dread God might decide to go on a rampage and kill them all without a monarch to turn it aside into the Eastern Wasteland or the sea to the west or whatever. Mm-hmm. And so then, Ethan shows up.
Because does Ethan explain that, like, the monarch's gonna come and help?
He says some, but he doesn't say a lot.
Yeah.
He doesn't give him a lot of information.
Yeah, because, like, when this started happening, I was like, okay, well, the Akura monarch said that, like, proofs of whatever Ethan's plan is, so, like, maybe what this stuff that Ethan's saying to do is fine, but, like, don't send them towards danger.
So he goes, have you come to help with the evacuation? I actually received some new information that deserves prompt action. Suffice it to say, this will not be the only disaster of this scale in the coming years. We may be headed for interesting times ahead, little brother. Mm-hmm. And then he's like, first of all, he had to know, like, where this information was from, like, is it reliable? Knowing that a disaster was coming could make all the difference. A wise question. I cannot reveal my source, but it is worthy of trust. So he says... Yeah, he doesn't say who or what exactly. Yeah, just that it is worthy of trust. Mm-hmm. And then he's like, then we need to suspend normal operations immediately. Like, if there's more stuff like this on the way, we should pull back to our stronghold, prepare sieges. Can you, like, convince them that we're in danger? Like, you know... Yeah. Should we accept censure? Like...
What do we need to do to be preparing for more...
And he goes, instead of that, we're going to send teams south and west. The south was a slaughterhouse, and the west was the home of the crumbling Jai clan. You want me to send families to die? Not if you do it right. Ethan responded lightly. I'm not asking our clansmen to throw their lives away, but these are the places we are needed. We're equipped to help rescue and repair, as well as get information on Red Moon Hall, Bleeding Phoenix, and the Western Labyrinth. That information will all soon be very valuable, as well as the allies our assistance will earn us.
Yeah.
And so he's like, this is all this, like, this is a perfect opportunity to get more for our family and stuff. And Cassius is like, I just had to help all these people evacuate. Yeah. And now you're telling me I gotta go tell these people that actually they gotta go into the thick of the danger. Yeah.
and there's a certain level of, like, going and helping and rescuing other people and whatnot, like, is good, but it's also, like, you know, a lot of these people also probably need... Yep. Like, you know, aren't equipped to do this, per se.
Yeah, and Cassius is like, it's not worth the risk. We'll have enough trouble keeping these people alive if we're not walking straight into the Phoenix Nest. You can't ask them to... I'm not asking them to do anything. Put the best face on it, and certainly don't feed anyone to the Dread God, but I'm commanding them to take a greater risk for the greater reward to the family. Yeah. Make it so, Cassius. And Cassius is upset.
Yeah, he is not happy. And you know...
Because it's already been bubbling for a bit. Like, he already has his issues.
Cassius will remember this. Exactly. You know, this action will have consequences.
Yeah. Cassius' heart boiled. Personally, he was still grateful to Ethan, but as the, like... Because he was the one-time heir, so he was supposed to be making these decisions, and then now he's just responsible for...
Whatever it is that Ethan wants to do.
Ethan's whims. Like, we know, like, Ethan's got something going on.
He's got something going on. He's got some sort of plan, but we still don't know fully what that is. Right. And Cassius especially doesn't know what that is. Yeah,
and it's hard for him to
like,
trust.
fully trust him.
Yeah. Ethan's a difficult person to trust.
Yep, and this goes some of the way, because, like, I was talking before about how I wanted there to be, like, you know, Ethan, we've trusted him, but then this book, there's been more sort of, like, strain put on that, where it's like him, like, you know, losing the arm.
The arm, yep. Like, his relationship with Lyndon, and then with Cassius.
And it's like, trust me, I've got a plan. It's like, waiting for this to sort of, like, backfire on him. And so we can sort of, like, feel it coming with this book and whatnot. And so I appreciate that we are getting some of this, like, Ethan, you got a plan, but you got to let people in a little bit more on these, like, plans.
Yep, and like, we get to see, like, the consequences of Ethan just running around doing what he wants, you know?
Yes.
Like, it's finally, like, no, you can't, like, you got to let us in. Or, like, you can't just...
Mm-hmm. You have to actually convince us of the plan, not just be like, well, this is what we're doing.
And also, sometimes the cavalier attitude just makes people think that you don't care.
Yep. And it's like, like, we know that, like, we've been in Ethan's head, so we know that he really does care.
But other people, like, don't necessarily know that.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Because we know that he, like, feels it when all these, like, people die and whatnot, but it's still just, like, and so, like, it seems like when he's like, just, like, send him to the place that's more dangerous, like, he's being cavalier.
But like, he's not. He knows the risk, and he's putting other people... like, in danger, but they are part of the whole family and kind of how this whole
system works.
Yeah, it's interesting. And because, like, Cassius is like, now I've got to tell everyone this, like, and then his wife comes down and is like, look, I care about Ethan too, and like, I also owe him a debt for, like, helping, like, let us get married, like, that whole situation.
But this is fucked up.
Yeah, and it's like, but we can't let gratitude overshadow our duty to the family. Cassius nodded. He let Ethan overwhelm him, causing to forget his other options. And so then they send a letter to his father, who is, so it's the elders of the Aurelius family. So he's the patriarch of this branch.
Right.
And, like, the main branch is... far away.
Yeah.
Because he said he, like, came through, like, stumbled through, like, a...
Yeah, and there's something about, like, a gate?
Yeah.
And something about...
It opens every... Yeah.
And sage of something?
Yeah.
Eyes or something?
Yeah.
And I, for some reason, think that she's a tree, even though there's no evidence of that.
1,000 eyes.
I thought that it was 1,000 eyes. I thought it was Sage of 1,000 Eyes, but I wasn't sure, and so I didn't say it.
Yeah. 1,000 eyes.
Yep. And so there's, like, the Aurelius family is larger than what exists here in the Empire.
Yep. So then,
interesting.
Yeah. So then he's like, they could, like, rein him in, because, like, they've been having their issues with him anyway, or whatever, and so... So then before that can even happen, then a screech happens and the light covers everyone and things are crazy.
Yep. It's like, Dreadgod time, baby.
Yep. And, so that's the end of the chapter. He's, like, thinking about that and like, planning on sending a letter
that's the end of that
the section, not the chapter.
Yeah, of that viewpoint.
Yep.
Yeah, Yep, it's like, crazy Dreadgod shit's happening now.
Yep. So then we go to Lyndon's perspective, and there's a lot happening.
Yes.
The whole fortress is, like, tilting, and everyone's falling over, and the screech that's happening is a problem. The whole city shook, the table in Lyndon's arms shaking as though in an earthquake, all from the force of a scream that was more than a scream, as though the sound had been given life. It was layered like 1,000 birds screeching at once, so loudly that he felt a sharp pain in both of his ears. And so then they're all bleeding from their ears.
Which then means
blood
spawn.
Yes. Blood spawn are happening. And then, so like all of the blood ore and everything. All of the Dreadgod things.
Yep. All of the terrible Dreadgod things that you don't want to be happening are now all happening right now.
Yep. Also, like, Mercy... So she's... So, like, where everyone is in here. She's on the ground, both of her palms stuck to the floor. And she's... staring directly, like, south, like, where the direction that it's coming from. And she is using, like, her madra, like, the black, like, stuff or whatever, to plug up her ears.
Gotcha, so they don't bleed and stuff.
And then Renfei's standing on clouds. Byro is also on his cloud, like, clinging on. And Orthos is just in his shell, slamming against the wall.
Yeah.
And then Yaren is lying on the floor, covered in her blood shadow, blood arching, blood just everywhere.
Yep, just like having round 2 against the blood shadow.
Yep. And, like, the Soulfire seal, like, breaks.
Yeah.
And everything. And then Byro just goes over to her, picks her up, and starts leaving.
And just like, all right, you're out of here.
And Lyndon's like freaked out, like, where are you taking her? What's happening? He like grabs whatever stuff he can, like he grabs his like pack, I think. He like yells to Orthos, I don't know if you can hear me, but I gotta go after Yaren. If I'm not back soon, please don't kill anyone.
Yeah.
And he goes after her.
Yep, following Byro, who's carrying her.
And so he's able to like sense where she is because it's the only like since everything is like red aura or whatever, it's the only like thing not huddling, like he can like sense her really easily.
Yeah.
As she's like falling or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just strangely the overpowering sense of the Dread God actually made it easier to sense what he was looking for. There was only one spot of power that was hanging in the air instead of cowering in a building.
Right. Yeah.
And so then he describes the bleeding phoenix.
Gotcha.
A little bit. He can't really look at it very well, very easily or anything. The red light was almost blinding, but within it he could see a shape, a monstrous shape. It was so large as to defy description, swallowing half the sky and stretching into the clouds. Each of its feathers was an oozing, flowing blob, as though it had been made of clumps of crimson gel pushed together. Its beak was curved like a scythe and razor-sharp, and its eyes were shapeless masses of white-hot power. The bleeding phoenix spread its wings like a wound stretching from one horizon to the other. Then it opened its beak and cried again.
Yep.
Yeah, so I love the scale. I love big monsters. They're very fun.
Yeah. Just like unfathomably big monsters.
Yeah. I hate that, like, in reality, like, big space, terrifying to me. Like, I hate space. Mm-hmm. Not really, but kind of.
We need a Magnus.
Yeah. But, like, this big monster, so cool, like, visually and stuff.
Yeah.
I really like. And so, yeah, he's, like, still falling as he's, like, looking at this. And, like, Bloodspawn are forming in the air next to him because his ears are bleeding.
Yeah.
And,
yeah, it's really wild.
Yeah.
It's such an interesting little 1-2 combo of, like, the cry that makes everyone's ears bleed and then the light that makes the blood spawn appear from the blood. It's, like, it's interesting little AoE 1-2 punch.
Yep, basically. Yep. And so then he sees Byro drop Yaren, and then he goes chasing after her. Yeah. And so there's, like, a big kind of chase scene and stuff. And he tries to grab her, but his, like, hand rebels, and it, like, doesn't quite work. And so he tries to get to her, like, again, and then he feels a pain in his shoulder. Mm-hmm. And then a net comes out of the tip of the arrow and grabs Yaren. So it's a searing pain hit him in the shoulder. He only had a moment to see what it was, a black arrowhead sticking out from the front of him. Then, from the tip of an arrow, burst a net. And so this big, like, shadow net catches Yaren.
Oh, yes. So this is Mercy?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, because he doesn't know what's happened. He's just like, I've been
shot
by something, and there's a net, and she's okay now, I guess. And we're, like...
falling.
Yep. Yep, and so then, like, they were able to, like... Because, like, she's, like, attached to him, so it's, like, pulling, like, the arrow through, like, in his arm and stuff. And so he's still on the cloud, so then they go and, like, land. Yeah. And, like, as he's landing, he just sees it's just a town full of Bloodspawn. Yeah. Like, it's just a broken up town full of Bloodspawn. And so then they finally land, and then Mercy... like, comes down and is like, sorry for shooting you, it was the only shot I could get. Yeah. And he's like, it's okay, I don't know how I can repay you.
It says, it saved us, so, like, whatever.
Yeah, and she, like, when she touches the Madra, like, the black arrow, it just, like, dissipates, and it doesn't hurt anymore, it just completely, like, fades.
Gotcha, so it didn't, like, physically pierce through.
Yep.
It just, like, hurt when it, like, went through.
Yep, yeah, and it, like, it looks like it's physically, like, through, but as soon as it's dissolved, it just...
Yeah, it's just healed and fine. That's interesting.
Yep.
Shadows.
Yeah. Mercy reached out and touched the arrow, whereupon it melted along with the web over Yaren.
Yeah.
And so then Yaren is still kind of, like, unconscious. Her blood shadow is just, like, all over her, just, like, covering her completely. And it's, like, trying to, like, seek out for, like, other food, and, like, it's, like, seeping into the web that was holding her and stuff like that. Yeah. And so, Lyndon had expected more pain when the arrow vanished, but all discomfort vanished with the arrow. His skin was untouched. Yep. And so then they decide, like, they need to find a good spot to, like, hunker down and, like, deal with Yaren. and stay away from the fight.
Yeah.
Because Mercy's like, but I'm afraid none of us will make it if we're out in the open when the fight begins. And he's like, with blood spawn? Like, I fought those. And I don't mean this fight. I mean that one. And then, what is it going to fight? Us? Not us. We should get inside. And they carry Yaren with, like, the net or whatever. They use that again and, like, have to drag her along. Because they can't really touch her because the blood
shadow's trying to, like, fucking take her over and covering her completely.
Yep, so then they, like, fight their way through, like, Lyndon uses his remnant arm and stuff, and just, fortunately, his remnant arm was only too happy to devour these blood spawn. It seized any of the spirits that came too close, gripping them by the throat as if they were made of flesh, and so then they dissolve, they trembled and flashed with power, and eventually dissolved into dark, dried flakes.
Yeah.
The arm always glowed brighter when it did so, and the sense of hunger radiating from it grew stronger. It was taking something from the spirits, but he couldn't figure out what.
Gotcha. Yeah. So we're still trying to figure out, like, how his arm works and whatnot.
Yeah, and because, again, he's not using the binding. This is just...
It's just the arm doing it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And, like, the arm's not turning red. There's no blood madra in his channels, so it's not...
Yeah, so it's not just, like... That. Taking them in and then...
Yeah. Yep. It was either taking something other than Madra, or it was processing the power so efficiently that Lyndon couldn't sense any waste. And he's like, he would question it later. And he's like, my training's lacking. I need, like, more stuff.
Right.
Like, he needs a reliable striker technique and, like, a weapon or whatever. Like, in his opinion, it was preparation he lacked. He needed to stop plunging in head first into situations where he had no reliable information.
Yeah.
Although in this case, it wasn't as though he had any choice.
Yeah, things keep happening. Yeah. You can't prepare for every situation ahead of time.
And that's what Ethan was kind of trying to tell him, and, like, Yaren, like, in the Black Flame trials and stuff.
Yep, it's just, like, things will just happen, and you have to,
be able to handle it.
Like, you can't just, like, know ahead of time what's going to be happening. Like, you know that you have this duel coming up ahead of time, so you can prepare for it, but that's not going to be the case for everything that you have to deal with.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, which is a fun lesson for him to have to, like, learn.
Yeah.
Because I do love a character who's always, like, planning and preparing and has to be, like, clever, but it's, like, it's nice.
But it's also fun when, like, that doesn't always work. Like, you can't always clever your way out of something,
Right, and also it's, part of the whole thing of, like, in stories having plans and plans going fully correctly and whatnot, It's like, if you hear what the plan is,
then it's probably
not going to work. But if you don't hear what the plan is, it probably will work.
That's one of the story things that I've learned, like story rules that I've learned, that has not ruined things for me, but definitely...
Like, you notice it
I notice it, like, a lot. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm like, oh, we got the plan. Not gonna work.
Oh,
we didn't get the plan. Oh, this is probably gonna work. Or at least mostly work.
Yeah. Yeah, which is interesting, because it's, like, from what I understand... Because, like, I think I remember, like, Sarah Zed talking about, like, Homestuck, and one of the big Homestuck things, they make a plan and then just execute it
perfectly.
And it just goes exactly, like, kind of how you expect.
Yeah.
And so it's, like, it's a big flashy thing, but then you're like... But then it kind of just goes exactly how they said it was going to go, so you're like, oh, okay.
Yep.
You kind of expect there to be some sort of complication that just doesn't happen.
Yeah, because, like, even if you're not really fully aware of it, you still kind of feel it.
Yep.
You're like, something still should be wrong,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, so they find, like, a random building that, like, they,
sort of take over as their little place to, like, hide out and camp out.
And, like, Lyndon scratches a bunch of, like, remnant repelling things in it that, like, works, like, a bit against the...
all this, like, blood spawn and stuff.
Because, like, they're mostly Madra, so it's, like...
Yeah.
And so then, like... Then he's finally like, okay, what do I do with Yaren?
Like, what are we doing?
Now that we're, like, in a shelter,
now that we have a little bit of time to think, what are we doing?
Yep. Yeah, he's, like, looking at her and, like, her blood shadow. Like, the blood shadow wrapped her like a second robe. He didn't know anything about it, but that couldn't be good.
Yep.
And so then he's like, okay, well, I guess I'll try a couple things. Try Little Blue. And Little Blue refuses to go close.
She's like, no thank you.
And, yeah, so then he's like, that probably won't work. Like, he's like, it probably wouldn't work anyway, but, yeah.
Yeah, so you gotta try.
Yep, and so then he tries, an empty palm. So he tries hitting it with an empty palm.
Yeah, see if that'll do anything.
And so then he is, like, trying to figure out, like, okay, so it's, it wasn't anchored in her core, but it's around it. Mm-hmm. And so then he's like, okay, so like, what do I want to do? Because like, she's like not doing well. Yeah. And so then he goes, there's one more thing he could try. So he decides to try
using his arm to like suck the thing out.
And he's not even really supposed to be using the binding right now.
Right, yeah, because Fisher Gesha says, like, don't use the binding, it could cause problems.
Yeah. And he's like, well, I'm gonna have to use it.
I'm gonna have to use it because I gotta save Yaren.
Yep. And he's like, he wished he had a drudge to help, like,
to help this process,
out.
Which I want him to, I just had a thought.
Yeah.
But it's a later thought.
I know your thought.
Yeah, you know my thought, I'm sure.
Yeah. As soon as you were like, I'm like...
Yep, yeah. Well, you'll get to know about that later.
Yeah, I'm sure you already know, honestly.
Yeah, you could.
If you've already read the series.
Yeah. But yeah, but I've been excited for him to get a drudge.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he's like, let me suck this shadow out of you with my crazy arm.
Yep, and he's also like, there's some sort of like relationship between this arm and the blood shadow. Mm-hmm. He's like, it almost made sense. The bleeding phoenix was awakened by the power hidden in the same labyrinth where he'd found the ancestor spear and the binding of Hunger Madra.
Yeah, and also even the like thing itself, the like archstone, it had this like pulling in Madra effect, which like feels related. Like whenever he picked it up, he's like he felt that like desire to like take everything. So like it has like that artifact had that same ability. Sort of feeling, and that's what attracted the bleeding phoenix. And so it's just kind of like
like some sort of relation. Mm-hmm. And then he also it seemed as though this piece of the phoenix power wanted to feed on his arm rather than the other way around. But the binding in his arm was supposed to devour Madra. It was possible he could tear it free. Mm-hmm. And he's like going over the risks, like he didn't know what the shadow wanted with his arm, like maybe he's feeding it what it wants.
Right.
Like, and then second, his arm is brand new, and he's not supposed to be using the binding. He was supposed to wait for 3 to 5 more weeks before he activated the binding. And then he's like, third, maybe I'll accidentally pull this into my core, and then it'll be a problem for me.
Yep, maybe then I'll just have this parasite, and that'll be real bad.
Yeah, and he's like, if it attached itself to his spirit or embedded itself inside his arm, he wouldn't be any better off than Yaren was. Less so, considering her years of experience. Mm-hmm. And then he's like, well, we don't have time. There's Bloodspawn trying to get in, and Mercy's like at the door that like he put the script on or whatever, and she's trying to like
fend things off, trying to like keep them defended.
So then he goes, well, I guess it's time to decide. I'm gonna then he starts to activate the binding.
Yeah.
And that's the end of the chapter.
Yep. It's like, well, I guess I just gotta risk it.
Yep.
Risk it for the biscuit, as they say.
As they say.
Yeah. Chapter 17.
Yeah.
It's Blood Shadow time.
Yep, and we start out in Yaren's perspective.
Yep, and she's like, oh, the Blood Shadow wants to leave now? Well, fuck that. I'm holding on to it then. Yep. Because whatever the Blood Shadow wants to do, I want to do the opposite.
Yep. And, I like this little, she might be all clear to stop struggling, to let go. That thought whispered to her, and it was sweet. Too sweet to trust. Out of sheer stubbornness, she clung to her uninvited guest. Ever since she was a little girl, she'd been fighting to keep it from taking over her body, from draining her dry and wearing her like a suit. Now she fought to keep it from leaving. The Blood Shadow wanted nothing more to tear itself away from her. It strained for freedom. Why? That was a puzzle and a half.
Yep.
And she's like, kind of thinking about why, but like...
but then who cares why? If it wants it, then it's bad.
Yep. Yeah, maybe she was about to beat it and was trying to run. Maybe it was trying to leave her alone, but she didn't need to know why. So she was going to stop it.
Yep.
And, so then, like, she feels, like, the empty palm. Like, she describes, like, that feeling.
Yeah, the empty palm, like, going into her.
Yeah. And then she feels like it being pulled. And then we switch perspectives to Lyndon.
Mm-hmm. Trying to wrangle this thing.
Yep. And it's like the blood module's like sticking to his arm and all of that. And like he feels like it's like working. So he's like using the binding. And and stuff, and then like the shadows, like the blood spawn.
Yeah, the blood spawn and the blood shadows, it makes things difficult.
The blood spawn keep trying to like break in, and Mercy's like dealing with them on the side.
Mercy's fighting off the BS.
Yep, yes, because I wrote it in my notes. I wrote BS for blood shadow, blood spawn.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey.
He made noises, and Holly looked up at us like, what?
Yeah, I was like, what?
What are those noises?
What was that about?
What was I saying?
Mercy's fighting off the blood spawn.
Yes, yeah. So, like, in the background this whole time, they're kind of they're on a bit of a schedule, because blood spawn are trying to get in.
Yeah.
And, like, Mercy can't really fully hold them off, and Yaren's out, and, you know.
We're trying to get Yaren back in.
Yep. And so then he finally, like, with one last, like, pull, like, pulls it free.
Yep.
And so then it's like around his like arm and all of that. So then he does an empty palm on it, and like does that again or whatever, and it like blasts away. And then it starts to turn into like a human shape, and it starts to turn into Yaren. Yep, it starts to look like Yaren, like with her haircut and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's starting to have a bad feeling about this.
It's like, oh no. It's like, it is a blood shadow after all. So the idea that it would look like Yaren, it all starts to come around like, that's why it's a blood shadow, huh?
It's like, Mercy, can you spare a little help? And she's like, I'm doing the best I can over here. And she's like fighting. She can't really like do anything.
Yep.
And then Yaren wakes up. And she goes, "What did you do?"
Yep.
And so then he tries to attack it with Yaren's sword, but he doesn't know how to use a sword.
No.
And
this boy doesn't know how to use any fucking weapons.
No. And Yaren's like, "We're dead and buried. It's free." And like Lyndon's like, "We can kill it," you know. And Yaren's, this is its favorite dance. It drains what it needs, then brings that whole mess back to its mother. It's how the Dread God feeds.
Yeah.
And then Lyndon's, it usually kills its host, doesn't it? It kills you or wears you like a mask. And
it's like, well, it hasn't done either of those.
Right. He goes, there's one more outcome. How do the emissaries, and then, we switch to, he was trying to say how do the emissaries control it or whatever. Then it switches to Yaren, because it's going kind of back and forth.
Right.
And she's kind of like thinking about the blood shadow, and like about the emissaries and how they do things or whatever. They had gone by different names in different countries, but she had never met one who had survived the Sword Sage. Ethan made it clear as glass that he saw the blood shadow as an opportunity for her, a step forward.
Right.
And she's like, but everyone else was like prepared for it. They had like scripts and treasures and traps.
Yeah.
And like they're all at least like true gold or whatever. And she's kind of thinking like, this is kind of the thing that's haunted her, and she like doesn't know if she like can.
Yeah.
And she's like kind of thinking like this is like the one thing that's like frightened her, and then she kind of is like, which one's stronger, the fear or the rage?
Yes.
And she goes, rage. I'm gonna like kill this thing.
Yep, I'm gonna kill this thing. I'm gonna take it over.
Take it over.
It's gonna be mine.
Yep. And so then she like draws it in, and it's super easy. Like she thought it was gonna be hard to like draw it in, but
drawing it in was actually not that hard, because
she like thinks because like there's a whole like fight. It's a good fight and everything, but we're not gonna kind of go blow by blow through it.
Yaren versus Yaren.
Right. There we go. The blood shadow resisted, but it was actually easier to haul it back inside than it had been to keep it inside in the first place. It felt like the Dread God's aura was helping her, like it was pushing the parasite to take a new body. And I just thought that was interesting, because like that's the whole kind of thing with like this Dread God, like the like
that like makes them like go
parasites and like be parasites, take someone over, like we saw at the beginning with well, actually no, that's the beginning of the next book. But that's all right. Yeah. They just like how the parasites work and stuff.
Right.
With the egg, whatever. The egg.
Oh yeah, I do kind of remember now. Yeah, with the beginning of the next book.
Yeah.
But it is interesting, because it's like the aura. You'd think that it'd be emboldening the blood shadow, but instead it's making it want to like go back inside of her.
Yeah, because it's like, oh well, you're taking a new host, you know, like even though it's the same, but you know.
Right.
Yeah.
But then she's like, nope, I'm fucking taking over this time.
Yeah. So then Lyndon uses a bunch of empty palms, like, a few times to, like, help settle things down.
Yeah.
And so then, Yaren's like, Lyndon, like, leave, like, I don't want to, like, hurt you, whatever. And it's like, why aren't you running? And he goes, I'm waiting for you. Hurry, though. If the embassy wow. None of those words worked.
Yeah,
that was a bad, If the emissaries of Red Moon Hall already did it, you can, he said reasonably. And then he went to help Mercy.
He's got full faith in her.
Yep. She's like, when you put it like that, it didn't sound so bad.
Yeah, it was like, oh, well, that's sweet.
Yep. So then she starts to, like, take it over, like, fully and everything. And we switch back to Lyndon.
Yeah.
And he's like, I know she can do it.
She can do it. It's Yaren. Yaren can do anything.
Yeah. Is there anything we can do for her? Mercy asked, sounding worried. We won't need to. Oddly, he was confident. Ethan had implied that he thought Yaren could control the Blood Shadow, and others had managed it. Yaren could do it.
Yep.
He's very much like, you're Yaren. Like, if they can do it,
then
like,
obviously you can do it.
Yeah. Which is so sweet.
It is very sweet that he has, like, so much, like, confidence in her.
Yeah. And it kind of helps give her confidence. Just like, yeah, you know what?
You're right.
Like,
you know what? If they can do it, then I can do it.
Yeah.
And it is sweet how they, like, build each other up, you know?
Yeah. And, so then, as they're, like, fighting these, like, Bloodspawn or whatever, he's using Yaren's sword, and, like, a Bloodspawn, like, freezes and shatters, and he's like, oh, that must be from the sword. That's cool.
Oh, right. Yeah, because fucking... We've heard that before.
Yeah, maybe it was a property of the Madra that had gone into making the sword's blade. It had always given him the impression of icy cold. Because
she makes an offhand reference to, like, a material, and I'm like... And I was like, oh, that's...
Yeah.
And then it's actually the name of one of the books.
One
it's
of the
like
books.
Winter Steel or something like that. So I'm like, this must be Winter Steel.
Got you. Yeah.
I imagine this must be, if it's like doing weird ice shit like that, then it's probably like Winter Steel. Because that would make sense from the implication of the name.
Yeah.
You would imagine something called Winter Steel would do cold things. And it's something that Yaren mentioned before that her master wanted or whatever. Or as being valuable. And so it's like, maybe that's what this is. And that's what a book is named after, so, like, hey.
Yeah, and then Mercy, like, they're still waiting for Yaren, and they're, like, fighting or whatever. They're not doing great. Like, Mercy, like, fighting against the Blood Shadow. And so then she says, I have one more trick, like, hoping to save it, sorry. And then before she can pull anything out or whatever, Yaren comes up and freezes them all and takes care of all of them.
And it's like, haha, I have become badass.
Yeah, a red shadow stood behind her.
I have a stand. I have achieved the power of a blood stand.
And she goes, it's about time I gutted that fish. Stone simple. Who's in control now, huh? I love her.
Yep, just fucking...
Yep.
Just fucking gloating.
Yep. And then Orthos runs in, because he fell in a, like, completely different area. So, like, he finally caught up or whatever. Right, and so... Now they're all
together.
Yep. So they're kind of all reconvening and trying to figure out, like, what they're going to be doing or whatever. And so then Mercy's like, that's amazing. Can you... She cut off, her head whirling to one side. Oh no. Lyndon didn't need another oh no in his life.
Right.
And she's like, she's here, get down. And then...
Oh, and then the fucking Akura Monarch.
Yep. Then the house above them was torn away. It was as though a shovel the size of a mountain had scooped out the ground in a second.
Yeah.
And then he's, like, looking out, and he can't figure out, like, what he's looking at. He's like, he's looking at a red-stained sky. He'd seen nothing but a wave of dark purple, felt nothing but overwhelming, crushing power. And she's like, we gotta get out of here. Mercy's like, we gotta get out of here. Whatever she's gonna say was obliterated by an unimaginable crash. The sun went dark. A wall of purple-edged darkness covered everything to the west. An enormous tower of crystalline amethyst rose from one end of the wall. And there was something above even that. Something that blacked out the sky. And then the wall vanished. And then he's like, the tower moved. What happened? And he's like, oh no. Like, it's a foot, like it's a giant, because then they get further in the distance, so he can actually see them and sees a giant in purple armor and fighting this giant phoenix.
Yep, it's kaiju fight time.
Yep, and I love this. I love it.
She had to get in her giant magic mech so she could fight the blood kaiju.
Yep, and like there's a line where it's like, it was many miles away. How many, Lyndon couldn't begin to guess. And he could still see it clearly. How large was it? There was a mountain by its knees, and when it adjusted its stance, half the mountain crumbled away.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, what I was looking at was one of the boots.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And the tower was the leg or whatever.
Yep.
And so then, so while they're fighting, we don't hear a lot of description of the fighting because Lyndon can't see it, really. Yeah. His eyes start bleeding, and, like, he's... Yeah.
He really wants to watch it because he's Lyndon, so he wants to see what the powerful people are doing.
I love it so much. Because, like, his eyes are bleeding, and he's, like, his iron body's, like, healing him a bit or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then Mercy grabs him in a web and starts dragging him away. And he goes, he fought them, though none of them had much strength at the moment. Please, he begged them, please, I have to see.
Yep.
And he's just, like, begging. Like, if we don't get down, we'll die. I beg you, I have to see this.
Yep.
And she'll be fighting for days. How do you figure that? And Mercy's like,
that's my mom.
Yep, I should. That's my mother.
Yeah.
And then they go into a basement and lock themselves in.
Yeah.
And that's the end of the chapter.
Yep, time to hide.
Yep.
And let the Akura Monarch kaiju fight our way out of this.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's chapter 17.
Yeah.
Chapter 18. It's the final chapter.
Yeah.
And I sang the final countdown about it before, during the little pause between chapters. But yeah, so we're here in the final chapter.
Yep.
And stuff's wrapping up.
Yep. So we have like 3-day time skip. It's to after the battle.
Yep.
Because
Akura, whatever the fuck the monarch's name is.
Akura Malice.
Akura Malice. That's not the kind of name you want. That's not the kind of name that you want for the monarch.
I was wondering when you were gonna...
Yeah.
When you were gonna comment on that.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things that, like, I was just hearing occasionally, but then it's, like, putting together. It's like, yeah, that's no good.
Yeah, we got Akura Mercy.
Mm-hmm.
We got...
Akura Justice.
Akura Justice.
That's not too bad. But then you have Akura Malice. Like, oh, well... That's no good.
That seems pretty chill. She's helping him out.
Yeah. Maybe it's not a good thing that she likes Ethan's plan. With a name like Malice. Maybe. Because also, I'm like...
That might be a bit why he was kind of scared in going there.
Yeah.
Like, you've killed me.
Yeah. Well, it's also... Because, like, I know someone has some sort of confrontation with their mother, and I'm now thinking it's maybe going to be Mercy. Considering she has a mom who's a big deal. And, tried to maybe get her killed. So it's like, maybe she's going to have some sort of confrontation. Because I don't know if the Sage of 1,000 Eyes is, like, a man or a woman or not. Right? And so it's like, And Yaren's family's dead.
Yep, yeah.
So she can't really have, like, a mom conflict. And I don't think that, like... Lyndon's gonna have a mom conflict in that same way. Him and his mom were like fine in the grand scheme of things.
Definitely a better relationship with his mom than his dad.
Yes. Yeah, and I'm worried about Sacred Valley.
Yep.
We just don't go back there.
We haven't
gone back there since they were like, alright, I guess we're gonna go fucking murder his clan. But don't worry about it.
Lyndon's just worried about like a big threat, and so haven't checked in.
No. Oh, I'm worried, and I seem to remember you being worried about that as well while you were reading before.
Yeah.
So
it's like we haven't checked back in. It's just we get this dropped at the end of the first book, and then nothing.
Yep, and I'm like, when are we gonna check back in? Are we ever gonna check back in? At the end of Cradle, we've completely forgotten about Sacred Valley.
Oh no.
I certainly don't think that's gonna be the case, but just like, I'm worried.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, so Akura Malice, great name.
Yep.
No worries about that. Yep. As she fought for 3 days against the Bleeding Phoenix.
Yeah. She fought for 2 days.
For 2 days.
So after the first day,
and then napped for 1.
I love it. After the first day, sounds of battle had faded to those of a thunderstorm. By the second day, they disappeared entirely. And then, like, once the red light was gone, the bloodspawn vanished.
Yeah.
But was it Ethan says,
Ethan says some Ethan shit.
Because he's talking about, like, kill, like, no, she didn't kill the Dread God or whatever. It's,
she just, like, fought it back.
Yeah, kill it. If anyone could kill a Dread God, they would not have survived for so long. No, there's a reason behind the Bleeding Phoenix name. I think you figured out the bleeding part. But the Phoenix half is just as important.
It keeps coming back, the damn thing.
Yep, it disperses its blood shadows all over the world. Then it builds itself a new body from the power they gather.
Yeah.
Unlike most of the other Dread Gods, Monarchs can destroy its body temporarily, but it always forms again. Although in this case, that isn't what happened. The honored Monarch fought for 2 days and nights until her armor was cracked and leaking essence. She would surely have had to retreat in only another hour or two, and the Phoenix had sustained no injury. Their battle had spilled into the eastern wasteland, and it would be nothing for the Dread God to turn back and return to our lands. Then the Phoenix just fell apart. I saw it with my own eyes. It just split apart. And Ethan's theory, I have only a theory you understand, but I believe it's a likely one. It is biding its time.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Interesting.
So yep, fought for 2 days and then...
Why though? Why is it biding its time? Because
he says, so it's still around. It always is, but it's usually sleeping. And this time, I believe it's awake. I think it realized it was fighting for no reason, that the objective, which had pulled it out of its long slumber, was no longer obtainable, so it decided to wait. For what? For its brothers. Is what Ethan thinks.
Its brothers.
So he thinks that the Bleeding Phoenix is just waiting for the other Dread Gods to wake up.
Gotcha. Interesting. That's no good. Especially considering this monarch fought it for 2 days and apparently did nothing to it.
And she was her armor was cracked and such.
That's bad. That's no good. You don't want that. You don't want that to be the case.
No.
I guess...
Yeah, but now it's just waiting. It's awake but waiting.
Because it's like we need several monarchs, I guess, to come together to like properly put it away.
Yeah.
Maybe. Not like kill it, because obviously it's like if we could just kill it, they'd do that. But,
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back to when Ethan shows up or whatever, because he like found them, and Lyndon's like, of course
you would be the one to find us.
Because when the door opens, he's like, I know it's gonna be Ethan, because like literally the only person who cares to find us, the only person who 1 could find us or 2 could care to find us is Ethan.
Yeah,
it's got to be Ethan.
Yeah, you know, they would be really good at finding people.
Yep. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's, not that it matters, I know who it is. An apocalyptic battle is no excuse not to bathe. Lyndon Rose apologizing.
Yeah.
And Mercy's laughs and all of that. He comments on Yaren, eating the blood shadow. I was not eating, but...
absorbing the blood shadow, conquering it.
Yeah. I see you managed to follow my advice after all. No choice, she said. Bad luck pushed me into a corner. You'd be surprised how often people listen to me when they're left with no choice.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'll have to give you one of the rewards I promised you. Turns to Lyndon. Why is it so often I find you locked in a dark place, filthy and exhausted and covered in blood? And then he turns to Mercy and is like, I don't believe I've had the pleasure. Lyndon couldn't quite see how, but he got the impression Ethan was lying somehow.
Yeah, because like, I mean, he's probably been like watching to a certain extent, so like he does like know who this is, and also like just the Akura clan, knowing about who they are and what.
And then he's like, I've got news for you, good and bad. Like, and he's telling, he's like, good news, bad news. Here's the bad news first. It could be that you're wanted for capture again.
Well, what else?
Lyndon had rarely longed so badly for advancement in the sacred arts. The stronger he was, the harder it would be for anyone to keep him imprisoned.
Yep.
He couldn't imagine anyone keeping Mercy's mother in a box.
I bet someone is.
And then Ethan's like, but I've done something difficult for Narugwe, and he owes me a favor. Though it wasn't actually difficult for me, but that's not relevant.
Yeah.
And he's like, they'll continue to let you serve as Skysworn.
Yeah.
And like they want to keep an eye on you, and
right.
so like that's the best way to
yeah,
do
the best
anyway.
way to keep an eye on you is to have you literally be in the police.
Yep. And yeah, they think we're the enemy. We just have to show them we're all on the same side. That's the spirit.
Yeah.
And then they have the conversation about the dread god that I skipped to before.
Yeah.
Talking about how that whole fight went and everything. For its brothers. So then he starts talking about, like, you said you saw some, like, doors in your homeland. Like, could you describe,
Right, yeah, because the doors have, like, the fucking dread gods on them, it would seem.
Yeah, and so then he's like, we'll have a trade. You tell us about your vision, and I will, share my account with you in return. In fact, I was prepared to do so in any case. I received for some reliable advice that suggested I no longer have as much time as I assumed.
Yeah. Yep, so it's like, it's finally happening. We're finally getting, what Ethan's deal is a little bit.
Yep.
We're getting what his experience was.
Yeah, so then, like, Lyndon explains his first and is like, she showed me my future. Something marched into Sacred Valley, like my home. It was just a shadow blotting out the sun, but it waded through the mountains like they were made of sand. Like the giant in armor he'd seen only a few days before. And then he, like, gave some names. Luminous Queen, Shamiara, North Strider, 8-Man Empire. And Mercy's, like, shocked, and Yaren, they both are like, oh, damn. I love, the Lyndon was sure he'd shared this detail with her before, hadn't he? Like the monarchs being mentioned.
Yeah. What was the name of the guy who showed up and caused those problems back in the first book?
It was... I'm annoyed. I should know this.
Because I feel like I should know too. I mean, I should because, like, I've read it, but I'm also like, I feel like it's in there, but I just can't get to it.
Because it's one of the family names from
Sacred Valley.
Yeah, the way it was Lee. It was Lee Markuth.
Lee Markuth.
I just had to get Lee, and then as soon as I got that,
because it's like Lee Markuth had left Cradle.
Yeah.
So like, what level?
He came back and was like ready to, like, just be a god here. He's like, I'm just chilling.
Yeah. So it's like he was presumably, I guess, like, beyond Monarch, but still, like, lower than Suriel, enough that Suriel was able to deal with him really without much trouble.
Yeah, she didn't even think about it.
So it's like, yeah. Just thinking about scaling again.
Yeah.
And, like, the Monarchs are the strongest people, but also they're not, like, no one of them can rule over the whole planet.
Yeah.
In a way that Lee Markuth is like, I want to come back here and basically just run this bitch.
Yeah.
But maybe he was just gonna fucking rule over Cradle. Could the Monarchs, like, leave Cradle if they wanted to, but they just don't?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, what level of advancement do you have to be to
leave
the Cradle?
Yeah. Those are all good questions.
Yeah. Because it's like, I suddenly have to, like, reevaluate Lee Markuth.
Yeah.
Because they give him, like, the gold badge, and he's like, oh, I'm way beyond this now.
Yeah.
Because we get a set of badges. Like, you get a set of badges, and they describe a certain number.
You also might want to, like, reread that, like, beginning, like, bit, you know?
Yeah.
Like, where...
Like, Lee Markuth shows up and all that.
Yeah. It might be fun to just, like, with your current kind of context and stuff.
Yeah. I also should go back and reread the very beginning of Wheel of Time.
Yeah.
One of these days. But yeah, so...
And, like, some of the early Surreal chapters, because, like, you'll have...
More context.
Because, like, the early Surreal chapters are just, like...
What?
Just throwing
shit at you that's gonna confuse you.
Yeah. But when you come back to it, it's like, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, so I'm just thinking about Monarchs and Lee Markuth and all that jazz now.
Yep, and so then Ethan gives him a marble.
Yep.
And a new vision to look at.
Yep, and it's... it's Azrael, like I predicted it would be.
Yeah.
And Azrael, we know, is the progenitor of the Aurelius family, right?
Yeah, so I'm just trying to get to it. Skipped a little. There's a lot of, like, good discussion and stuff in this bit that, like, we're kind of skipping over, but there's just... Yeah. Because, like, he's trying to see, like, what's your resolve? What do you want to do? Or whatever. Right. It's like... And also saying, like, you probably have way less time than you think to, like, what your goal, like, was, like, to, like, save Sacred Valley or whatever. Like, something changed, like, letting them know that, like...
Right, because, like, Suryo had this whole thing planned out, but now the whole shit's fucked up because...
like, 30 years, that's how long she said I had, or whatever. Is that enough time? By conventional wisdom, most lifetimes are not enough.
Yeah.
And as I mentioned before, I don't have as much time as I expected. Somewhere along the line, fate has been twisted.
Yep.
And it's like, no one predicted the rise of the Bleeding Phoenix until a matter of weeks before it happened. That should have shown up for years.
Yeah.
Not, like, weeks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're scrambling to get this together.
Yeah, all over the world, that's how Sacred Artists deal with Dread God attacks. We predict them, and then we run.
Yeah.
And, like, something's different this time. Mm-hmm. You have, like, way less time or whatever. And then he's like, now it's my turn, but first I have to ask, has your resolve been shaken?
Right.
And he's like, barring help from Yaren and Ethan, he could warn everyone to leave, like, now, you know? They should go and do what most people did before a Dread God attack and run. But, assuming he did clear everyone out, would he give up and go home? Like, you know, like, all of that. And he's like, no, he's, like, seen too much. Like, he's, like...
Yeah, he's like, he's got to keep going. He's got to, like...
Yeah, he loves this, being around all this power and everything. He loves, like...
Yeah.
Like, thinking about, like, there were Sacred Artists who step-covered miles, who traded blow with Dread Gods and blotted out the sky. If he settled for less than that, he was giving up.
Yep. gotta go higher, gotta get more.
Yeah, like, Suryo had transcended this world entirely. He couldn't forgive himself if he didn't try. Mm-hmm. And then, like, asks Sierra the same thing, and she's like, is Red Moon Hall around? Yeah, I'll be fighting them. And Ethan's like, no, pretend, like, if you wipe them all out now, what do you want? Mm-hmm. And she's like, yeah, I still want to, you know, be there.
Keep advancing.
Yeah. I've got a lot of road left to travel, but even my master couldn't keep up with a Dread God. Sure would be fun to go sword to sword with one. Yeah. It is my intention to do exactly that. Mm-hmm. Mercy. But you're so weak!
Yeah.
To Ethan, like, one of the, you know, like, the strongest person, like, Lyndon had met, you know.
Right, yeah. So the strongest person that, like, Lyndon has access to right now. Yeah. And Mercy's like, but you're so weak.
Yeah. And then tells them that Akura Malice gave him her blessing. She told me that she was counting on me. He says her name. Mercy scooted back a few feet and looked up at the ceiling. A few breaths passed. I swear on you're telling the truth. How do you know? Because he's still alive.
Right, yeah. Just like, oh, she's gonna come fucking kill him for saying that.
And it's like, oh, okay, everything's good. Okay, he's on it then, like.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Which is wild.
Yeah. So then...
Because, like, if they can sense that as monarchs, as, like, regular people without that, like, Aurelius bloodline ability, then, like, what would fucking Ethan's ability to, like, see and know things be like?
Yep.
If he was at that level, you know?
Yep. And so then, like, talking about, like, power and stuff like that, like, of them, like, having that power is also, like, fun. Like, there are a lot of things you could do with all that power. I think of myself as a fairly shrewd judge of character. I've chosen very carefully who I want to take with me on this journey. Mm-hmm. There are people who I believe have the potential to make the world a better place. Mercy, everyone thinks they're making the world a better place. So it's just right.
Mm-hmm. Some people know that they're just making the world better for themselves, but they just don't care.
Yep. But so then now we finally see the Osriel vision. Sorry,
no, you're
took
good.
me ages to get there.
No, you're good. There was important stuff in there. Yeah. So. But now we get to the Osriel vision.
Yes.
And Osriel's like, hello there.
Yep. And so it's like, it seems like almost like a pre-recorded type of...
Yes, pre-recorded message for his descendants.
Yep. A man stood against a background of endless textured blue. And he wore black armor of rounded eggshell smooth plates that looked almost like a liquid. And then he, like, describes him and stuff. He seemed familiar for a moment before Lyndon, with shock, recognized him. He looked like Ethan. Not exactly alike. His chin was a little sharper than Ethan, his hairline a little further back, and his nose a little thinner. But if someone had told him that this was Ethan's brother, or perhaps a younger version of Ethan's father, Lyndon would have believed them.
Right. Yeah.
And he, like explains himself. I'm Osriel. If you found this, that means you are one of the descendants I've left behind. I've left behind this message in case one of you, any of you, inherits some spark of my desire. Mm-hmm. I determined that there must be more beyond the world I could see, and I was not content to stay trapped like a fish in a pond.
Yep, so this is what he left behind before he, transcended Cradle, it would seem.
Yep, and then Lyndon starts to see, a bunch of things. Basically the entirety of Cradle, he's, seeing...
Mm-hmm. And he's like, it's a ball.
Yep, yeah.
I had heard that it was a ball, but, actually seeing it, how do people stay on it?
Yep.
Which I thought was very funny.
And just, showing sacred artists from all over the place, using all sorts of different, things and all of that. And then, the whole globe and everything. And, the oceans, because he's never seen, oceans, really.
Right.
And, just all that type of stuff. And it's, I love... He'd read his natural history before, and more than one natural philosopher claimed the world was a ball, but it had never caught his thoughts before. How did people on the bottom stay on?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And just telling him this is Cradle, and all of that. At the moment of this recording, over 600 billion souls call this place home.
It's too many. That's so many. That's so many people.
When this was recorded? When was this recorded?
A long time ago, presumably.
So how many more people?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe
more or less.
Too many people.
That's a lot.
It's too many. How big is Cradle?
Cradle's huge. Cradle's so big.
This is crazy. It's very crazy. It's fucking the size that people think that the One Piece world is.
Yeah. Basically, I mean, it makes sense with the giant beings. We've seen
Yeah, the being able to stand up in mountains or knee height and you knock them over and stuff. It's if you were on Earth, you'd be and you were that big, it'd be untenable.
Yep, yeah. And the Bleeding Phoenix and stuff, and there's all that is huge.
It's just so huge, too huge.
Yep, too big.
Too big.
I like it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
In this case, it's perfect.
Yep.
And he's kind of talking about the iterations and about a lot.
Yeah.
This planet is but the central fragment of the world called Cradle. Your moon, your sun, each of the stars, they exist only here, and there are thousands of realities like your own. Mm-hmm. And he tears open another rift, and they see a different planet and stuff. And just pops into a bunch of different worlds. Mm-hmm. And I think I was gonna look this up.
But you think one of them is one of his other stories?
Yep. So I think this world was a series of jagged chunks floating in darkness, as though the planet had been torn to pieces and left to drift. But Lyndon could see city lights on each of them, even some in the ground beneath the surface, as though humans had made those islands into their own personal molehills. Mm-hmm. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that might be his Traveler's Gate world.
Gotcha.
I think.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and he explains how he's part of the Abaddon, and shows a bunch of ranks, a whole bunch of ranks on ranks on ranks of Abaddon. Yeah. In regiments, so they all have different of this eggshell armor. Mm-hmm. And he's looking for Suriel, and then he sees them. He sees her in the group of. There's 7 distinct ranks, and she's in charge of one of them. Yeah. She stood over the 6th division, and Azrael is the only one in black armor. Mm-hmm.
Because he's the specialist boy.
And they're talking about what power they use. We draw power from the way. It's what you see all around you. It's the power of order that runs through all iterations. Yeah. Without that power, we defend. With that power, we defend you all. Without us, all would fall to chaos. And then he shows just a bunch of people dying and stuff. And he can feel.
Yeah, he can the Lyndon can feel it. Yeah. He gives Lyndon that sort of feeling
of every one of them dying and all of that.
Yeah, because if he's fucking Aurelius bloodlining his way through the multiverse, and you get that sort of sense of what Ethan was feeling when the Jai clan were killing everyone. Yeah. And you sort of expand it out to the multiverse. Yeah. It really gives you a sense of why Azrael maybe feels the way that he does.
Yeah. And then he was also in charge of getting rid of the fully corrupted ones. So it's that's the kind of
shit that he's dealing with all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is only one part of my plan, only one seed planted of many, in the hopes that some might one day bear fruit. I need you to join me, not as Abaddon. I want to raise you outside their rules. I want you to go where we can't, into dying worlds, to save those we have abandoned. You are one of my children. You have inherited my sight. To you, the world is open. You can step out of the cradle. You can grow up and join me.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which is interesting.
Yeah.
And so we get a sense of what Ethan probably is thinking of whenever he says that he wants to reach the end of the Sacred Hearts.
Yeah.
That, like, Azrael is kind of his goal. Like, when it's, like, Suriel level stuff, it's like seeing Azrael and, like, knowing about all this sort of stuff. That's probably, like, that's his goal. Because, like, for Yaren, it was the Sword Sage. Because, you know... That's what's there. For Lyndon, it was just fucking, like, gold. Not even gold. It was, like, jade, maybe. I mean, truly for him, it was just copper. It was just, if I could just make copper, but then as soon as he's, like, out...
Like, any sacred arts.
Any sacred arts whatsoever. But then, like, you know, you go out to the wider world, gotta learn how to, like, fight this dread god thing. And so, like, that's his goal, is to fight whatever this thing is that's gonna destroy Sacred Valley. But it's, like, everyone's sort of, like, goal is whatever the strongest thing that they have, like, seen is.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I want to be a sage. It's like, I want to be that guy. I want to be Azrael. So, yeah, it's like, you start to see why Ethan sort of has this goal, because he's like, well... You know, my ancestor was like, you can do this. You can, like, transcend this world and go beyond, you know. But he wants people to come with him.
Yeah.
On this journey.
Yeah, he wants,
Which is nice.
Yep.
And is sweet. And it's also, like, but also, like, what other, like, weird goals do you have, my dude?
Right.
You know, because it's still, like, a little suspicious.
Yeah. I love it. So then we switch to Ethan's point of view, where he's, like, touching the marble to Yaren, so she sees it as well. He doesn't show it to Mercy. He goes, if he accepted her early, he would seem too eager. Best to reel her in.
Yes. Yeah.
He knew what Lyndon and Yaren were seeing. The message's content never changed, and he could imagine how overwhelmed they felt. He had felt the same way once.
It's a lot. It's a lot to take in.
Yeah. And so then he's, like, speaking of messages, and he reads the letter that Cassius sends him.
Right, that he's not going to be the patriarch.
Yep. The mark of the head family. Cassius's father had appropriated it without cause. How would he feel if he knew Ethan had a marble containing a vision from their family's first patriarch?
Yeah. Yeah, because that's a pretty big deal.
Yeah. And so then he
like,
says...
who knows about this? Who else knows about this marble? How did he get it?
Seems like no one.
Because it's like, how did he get it? Where did he get it from? Is that why he got portaled and kicked out? Like, what's... You know, what's going on, my dude? Where'd you get this from? How'd you get this? You have a whole family of people who are also related to this guy. Why don't they know about this?
Yeah, and he says that, like, Ethan says that he would have to wait another 3 years to find out. He says, although if the real head family had been wiped out, Guy Norellis had as much claim to the seal as anyone, Ethan would have to wait another 3 years to find out.
Yeah, and we don't know what that's about yet.
Yeah, so then this is the letter. Ethan, the family elders are not pleased with the way you have handled recent matters. And then he translates to Lyndon's lost duel or whatever. He's like, we got a lot out of that, but he lost or whatever. And the orders he had given Cassius before the Bleeding Phoenix rose, though Cassius had never had the chance to carry those out.
Yeah.
In reality, they just didn't like the way, they didn't like his way of doing things. They wanted him to consult them before every single decision. He understood. This stemmed from his own old failing. He kept too much control. It made him difficult to work with.
Yeah, and that is a problem. You're too controlling.
Yep. And then he thinks, he's like, but the sun would burn cold before he let himself be ordered about by men like this. So, like, he still has that, you know, like
he's still holding on to that inside of him.
He knows that that's, like, an issue that he has, that he kept too much control. It made him difficult to work with. He, like, acknowledges that, and then immediately is like, but I'm not gonna let
these guys fucking tell me what to do.
But I don't want them to order me around. It's the exact, he wants control.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
Yep. And, It personally gives me great pain to deliver you this message with my own hand, but the family elders would like you to temporarily step down as patriarch. You will still hold all the rights and privileges of a family elder, and of course, our only underlord. I'm here with my father, who provides his stamp at the bottom. He concurs, and we have received imperial approval. If you are unsatisfied, I urge you to appeal to the elders. I believe you are the one to lead this family into the future when you settle down and put the family's needs above your own. In pain and regret, Naru Cassius Aurelius.
Yeah.
And then he feels very rejected. He's like, the paper was stamped with, the symbol of his family. They had rejected him. And he's, pissed.
He's pissed.
Yeah. And, like, upset. He feels, like, rejected and,
It's like, yeah. It's like, but you know why.
Yep.
You know exactly why. And it's like, you're difficult to work with. You need to be nicer to work with. People need to like working with you. You need to give people a reason to believe you.
Because, like, Lyndon and Yaren really like him. But, like, even they don't fully trust him, like, because of that,
Yep. Yep. Yeah. And they're starting to get a little,
a little done with it.
Yep. And so it's like, Ethan's gonna have to learn.
Yeah.
He's gonna have to learn. And so I'm excited to see where this goes.
Yeah. So then it goes to, like, that's the end of that section. It goes to information requested.
The Dread Gods.
The Dread Gods. Current status of the Dread Gods. The Bleeding Phoenix, its consciousness is scattered all over the place. Many of its fragments go dormant, but many others go looking for hosts to hunt and to build up their mother's power. It's biding its time for the moment when it senses its lost brother again. The Silent King stirs in its dreams as it senses the phoenix in battle. For hundreds of miles, spirits and remnants feel its influence. Though they do not know the source, they are disturbed. The Weeping Dragon sleeps in the upper atmosphere on a miles-long bed of clouds. It has not been long since it last woke, and it's still weary. Though the power of the phoenix prickled its spirit, it will take more enticing bait to rouse the dragon from its slumber. And then, in a chasm on the ocean's floor, the wandering titan rolls its stone joints. They have stiffened from long disuse. It wakes slowly but steadily. Soon it will rise.
Yeah, that's not good. That's not good that one of them's already starting to do shit.
Yep. And then suggested topic, Machiel's full influence on the fate of Cradle.
Yeah, it's like Machiel, you've caused a lot of problems for these people.
Yeah, a lot of it.
Are you sure that them just hanging out was going to be so bad that you needed to like bring the Dread Gods down on the whole world? Machiel. Machiel.
What are you doing?
What are you doing? And that's that's the chapter.
Yep.
That's the book.
Yep, that's the book.
Yep, the only thing left is like the bloopers.
Yeah.
Although I feel like the bloopers, the main one that I really remember is just that him being like, well, you see, I was off screen.
Yeah,
I can do anything while I'm off screen.
Yep. Yes. This is unpleasant. Flashback to somewhere with a cool breeze.
Oh yeah, it's like
Don't have to explain anything. It happened off screen.
It's like, quick, think of something that happened, and then he's there in the flashback. Say, how did you do that?
Yeah, tell me how you avoided our security. Sure, I'll tell you. You see, as long as I'm not on screen, I can do whatever I want.
Yep. And so that one really tickled me.
Yep.
But yeah, so that's the book.
Yeah.
We done did it.
We did. We'll record Ghostwater soon.
Yes.
We've got I think 7 chapters of Ghostwater we've already read.
Yes, we already read a good little bit of Ghostwater there. Which, boy oh boy.
Yeah.
I have
thoughts.
I have some thoughts.
Yeah.
I have some thoughts.
Yep.
So we will get to that, and then in between there will be
a Game of Thrones.
A Game of Thrones.
Yep. I'm excited to read more of that.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
The last episode got like over 100 views.
Yeah.
Which was
like
crazy.
160 views.
Yeah, it got like 160, like 100. I think like
it's like our second most viewed, besides like another Game of Thrones video that like randomly did like almost 200.
Like Ned one. Yep, they got like 190 something. So we'll see how it keeps going. But yeah, this has been fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. And so normally we do our little what we've been reading, but there's not really much of anything besides One Piece. Always One Piece. And
actually we did watch, this is not reading, but we did watch
Oh yeah, we watched all of Dungeon Meshi.
We did. Like twice.
Yes, like yeah, because then we watched Nerdy watch it.
Yep.
Which was a lot of fun. Dungeon Meshi was really fun, and we watched the
did
dub.
Did we finish him watching it? I think we have a few episodes of him. No, maybe we did finish it.
I think we maybe did finish it because we got to the end where he was...
No, you're right.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right.
Yep. Yeah. Dungeon Meshi was really good. We actually watched the dub.
Good.
We don't normally watch dubs, but you know, Sungwon's in it.
Yep, and which, like, you got it. He's great.
You got it. And then Emily Rudd, who's Nami.
Yes,
She was Marcel, which was...
so good.
She was so good. And, like, they're all good. The whole, like, main cast is good.
Yeah, because there's another... What's
Damien Haas from Smosh.
It's Laos or whatever.
Yeah, Laos.
So good.
Yep. Very good. Really enjoyed him.
And, like, Chilchuk was great, too, but I don't know that actor.
Yeah,
but, like, Chilchuk was also really good.
Yep. And Marcel and Fallon are gay.
Yep.
I understand now, you know. And then it's funny because someone else in, like, my friend group started reading it, and it's like, are they gay? And I'm like, they seem pretty gay to me.
I do want to read it, because, like, legitimately, I need to know how this... ends. Like, I need to know what is happening. Like, I normally don't care that much about plot and stuff a lot of times, like, depending, but, like...
It's like, what's going on?
Yeah. Especially, I did not think I would be that interested in the plot of Dungeon Meshi, you know, like...
Right, yeah. It's so funny because you knew way less than I did.
I knew, like, nothing.
I didn't know a ton, but I knew that it's like, oh yeah, it's like fun cooking monsters
that's what
anime, but also it get kind of fucked up in there.
I didn't know that. I just knew fun cooking, like dungeon anime. And there was one other thing that I knew, but I don't remember what it was, because it, like, came up and I was like...
Yeah, I don't remember. It wasn't the dark magic.
No, because it was something, like, really random.
Yeah, because I didn't know about it.
Right.
But you did. Was it... Because I'm thinking about, like, elf senshi. I'm thinking about, like, the senshi cannibalism thing.
No, I didn't know you did those.
Yeah. Yeah, what was it? Was it about the dying and coming back stuff? Yeah. I don't know. I can't remember now. I fully can't remember.
Like, I feel like it was, like, a joke or something.
Yeah, it might have been a joke. Just some sort of joke thing.
Yeah. It's bothering me.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah. Well, maybe it'll come to us in the future, and then in a random episode it'll be like, remember that time we were talking about Dungeon Meshi?
Right.
Yeah. But Dungeon Meshi was really good. You should watch it.
And I do want to read it.
Yeah, it was very good, and we want to read it. And we're still reading One Piece. One Piece continues to be good.
Yep.
We're in deep into flashback.
Oh yeah,
piece.
so into flashback. It's a good time though.
Yep, it's like we're just getting like a bunch of stuff that we weren't expecting to get.
Yeah, yep.
You know, it's like
which has been happening a lot, like both in Egghead and like current.
Yeah, I feel like every arc at this point is going to be like a lot of that. Yeah. A lot of this like tying things in, tying things together, getting answers.
Like
for
especially
all things.
like Wano was built up for like so long, so like that was like the thing to like.
Yeah.
Look forward to for a while, and then now it's like
just
we have less to like concretely like know what we're building up. You know, but we know what we're building up to, but like
in more sort of like loose terms.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I think that basically does it for what we've been reading and what.
I think so.
So yeah, this has been Let's Talk About Book, and now you can go forth and think about book on your own time.
Yeah.
Have a lovely whatever time it is.
Have a lovely day.
Bye-bye.
Bye.